Sam. That's what I'm saying. What are you saying, Claire?
Pete and Sam.
Pete and Sam. Pete and Sam. That's 2 votes for Pete and Sam. Because Claire and I are a bit... I mean, it's more of a commitment from our end, really.
Yeah.
Shouldn't really
And it would
decide
make us really happy.
We'd all be happy. You've got 5 sterling silver bracelet chains coming up the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere.
Good morning, jewellery makers. How are you? Nice to have your company. There's a surprising face, isn't it? Yeah, well, it was all planned. I'm really excited to be with you. I've got Scott producing me for the first time in I don't know how long. It's been ages. Have you been hiding from me, Scott? Yeah. Didn't even deny that then. So, yeah, fair enough. And Ollie directing me. You're right, Ollie. How you doing? Oh, I tell you what, usually it's all girls on our shift side, and this side we've got a nice mixture of lads and lasses, and we've got the one, the only Laura Binding. Hello, my darling.
Hello.
Hey, this is like literally deja vu.
I know.
We were together only a few days ago.
We were, and we're back.
And we're back, reunited.
Yeah.
Now, you've done some incredible pieces today.
Yeah.
Lots of wire.
Lots and lots of wire.
Lots of wire to bring you in the kit. Lots of inspiration, as per. You've even made sort of home decorations as well.
Yeah, just something a little bit different. We know Mother's Day's coming up.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Inspiration for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So if you order today, you know you're going to be getting it in time to make your creation. Loads of bargains, loads of bundles, loads of wonderful deals, lots of brand new ins as well, including some amazing labradite, which is so new we're yet to see it. So new. We've also got something in this very swanky branded case that you haven't seen in ages. Do you want to have a little look? Yeah, let's do it. In fact, last time we brought this to you, it didn't have the JM branding. It was in just plain black, like that. I'll see, mine's nicer than yours.
No, I know, that's why I'm not very happy. Because I want that one instead.
Well, you have to buy it then, won't you? So this is brand new in today, like I said, with the JM lovely packaging. I adore our branding. I just think it's really cheerful. I'm going to move that out of the way for starters. Really cheerful. Shall I open it up? What's this all about? You've got your tools and you've also got your beading tray, so perfect for those travelling opportunities and occasions. Great to get started with as well. So this is, I'll talk some more about it during the opportunity. It's coming up later on today, so make sure you do stay tuned for that. And so much more. Should we get cracking? I think we should. Now, I'm going to start with some solid, precious 925 sterling silver. Beautiful lustre. It's a substantial chain as well, whilst not being overpowering. You know, sometimes when you see chains, and I always refer to the ones that just kind of don't even fall on the décolletage, they kind of stick to the skin because they're so insignificant. This has got that perfect gram weight, so it's going to lay beautifully and obviously have the durability to hold all of your gorgeous jewellery, or not, as the case might be. It doesn't need a pendant for it to look beautiful. It looks amazing on its own. It is a complete finished item, obviously. This is something you can very easily do price comparisons on. In fact, I always say, I encourage you, I implore you to do price comparisons. Because we've got a team that work very hard at making sure our prices are super competitive. And with something like this, like I said, you only need to walk into your local high street, don't you? Complete piece of jewellery, 46 centimetres in length, which is equating to 18 inches, which is pretty much a standard length. Then you've actually got that extender chain here as well, with, of course, your bolt ring, which is, again, a pretty classic chain connector, shall we say. I actually prefer these to a lobster claw on a chain, just because they're that bit bigger. So when you're doing it up behind the back of your head, you know, you can feel it a lot easier. Now, start as we mean to go on. Let's bring it to you at rock bottom deals. Should be, can't believe I'm saying that with a single figure price tag on our screens, should be £9.95. Scott says this is a little bit silly. Well, you're the sales manager. He's not wrong, is he? Ollie's like, well, you know, that is silly. Well, we do need a little bit of a wake-up call first thing in the morning, don't we? I'm still not quite with it yet, Scott, you know. It always takes me a good couple of cups of tea, a couple of cups of tea and lots of chattering with you guys, and then I start to wake up. $4.95 only, and deals like this. Hello Sylvia, Sarah, Susan. Hello to you Northampton, Wendy and Sue. Hello to you Janine and Lisa. Gosh, I sounded like I was rhyming then, didn't I? Lots of you choosing to multi-buy. I don't blame you, because you think about it, Mother's Day, birthdays, christenings, just because presents. Who's got a present drawer at home? I'm asking that, and I knew the boys wouldn't say anything because it's just not a male thing. Have you got a present drawer at home?
I'm not that organised.
Really? That
Yeah.
surprises me, Laura.
My son's birthday is in a month today.
Yeah.
I've got the cake sorted, which I'm proud of myself for. That's it.
Well, that's all right. You've still got a month. Got the cake. I like the priorities. Get the cake. That would be my priority as well.
Got the cake sorted, so that's
Well,
fine.
I've got a present drawer, and every so often when I see deals like this, because I'm a savvy shopper, I'll pounce on it, and then you know, even if I don't know what it's for, one will probably end up in my jewellery box as well, and then another will go in the present drawer for who knows when. We started with 100. Pretty much, in fact, I think everybody, bar one or two, have chosen to buy 2s, 3s, 4s, and even 5s. I'm not surprised by that at all. I'm genuinely looking, and I can only see 2 people that haven't chosen to buy more than one of these. I don't blame you at all. Every single time that I do auctions like this, whether it be here, whether it be at previous establishments, it's always, always, always multi-buy, multi-buy, multi-buy. Why wouldn't you? Because, I mean, who doesn't love a sterling silver chain? Who doesn't love something of beauty like this and a finished item of jewellery? Even if you are thinking for your own stash. You know, well, I need the chain for my own stash. I could use the bolt ring for my own stash. Even if you don't want to keep it as it is, it's very easy to cut up, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but for me, I would do what you said. I would have it for my stash, because then, you know, I have got a couple of friends that can only wear sterling silver, so again, it enables you to give a really lovely high-end gift, in effect, because it's sterling silver, but at a really good price.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you went into a jeweller's, you know that it would be, what, £30 plus, surely? Because of their overheads, and I'm not bad-mouthing those establishments. They've got huge, well, kind of. But they have got different overheads than we have, and also a jeweller's would not move that quantity in probably a month. We can do it. I know I'm speaking from experience. We can do it in a matter of minutes. Hello to you, Lorraine, buying 4, Margaret buying 2, Patricia buying 2. Hello to you, Marion and Val buying 2, Tracy buying 3, Belinda and Edwina and Lynette. Well done. Pretty much everybody choosing to multi-buy on this, and I'm not surprised in the slightest. Down to the final 33 opportunities. Do stay where you are, and again, even if you left it on its own and left it as a chain, looks lovely. On my days off, I wear a silver chain just like this, nothing else. It's kind of like a bit of a staple piece for me. I'll leave those final few with you. Oh yeah, it did sound like I do get dressed. No one needs to see that. No, I promise I do. Not just the chain. Good grief. Postman knocking on the door. Morning!
Oh dear.
You can imagine, can't you? Yeah, Miss Parker? No one needs to see that. Now, these are amazing. Talk about high end. Okay, I might wear these as well. just the chain and the earrings. Oh God, I tell you what, how Marilyn Monroe. Isn't it Marilyn Monroe said when they asked her what do you wear to bed? And she says, Chanel No. 5, darling. Saucy little minx. Now, these are beautifully high end. These have got faceted topaz set within. Oops, come on, down you go. There we go. Now, they are substantial, finished shepherd hooks with your 925 stamp, as I said, and round, brilliant cut topaz. set in just before the actual jump ring at the base of the shepherd hooks, where you can attach your variation of gemstones, whichever you see fit. Now, very, 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 very high end. Tom's like, one's having a right party. I don't know why. Why is that one going nuts? Calm down. Don't make me laugh and they'll both go. Right, come on. No, still not even there. Okay. Now, if I turn it round ever so slightly, you'll actually see the faceting and also the claw setting of these gorgeous gemstones. Have you ever asked yourself, why is there topaz rather than diamonds? It's actually a really good question. It is a really good question because to have diamonds in this piece, say these were diamonds in here right now, you wouldn't see the amount of brilliance that you do with a white topaz because of the size, and you can see the sizes there. There's a, what's that, 0.4 carats in total. So for these to be diamonds, they would have to be single cut, which means they're only going to have 17 facets. If they're round brilliant cut topaz, they warrant up to 57 or 58 facets. So you'll get more sparkle and more brilliance. So it's a very, 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 well, it's an educated decision to choose this gemstone over diamonds, for instance. And I learned that when I was over in Jaipur, and Steve actually said, why do you think it is? Steve Bennett, who was obviously our CEO at the time, why do you think it is? And I was like, oh, that's a really good point, and I've never really forgotten that. It's a really good point. So you'll see loads and loads of sparkle. If I just turn my hand like this, you can see those lovely jump rings. So very easy to suspend just one or two gemstones from the bottom on a sterling silver shepherd hooks. Some of the chain that we've just had, you can just literally suspend that. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Elongate the neckline. Very, very high end as well. And if you think about jewellery establishments and their high end collections, this is the type of jewellery that you see, obviously then with the additional finish on the end. Now, we should be bringing it to you at £8.95. Should be. Already amazing deal. There's a substantial amount of 925 sterling silver in here. You can see the density, you can see the durability, you can see that substantial quality. £5.95 only. I mean, listen, I always say I'm a basic jewellery maker. I simply haven't got time, I wish I did, in which I can dedicate and invest and learn more and more and more. I learn a great deal when I'm here in the studios, but I am quite a sort of simple girl, I suppose, when it comes to creativity and things like that. When I've got high-end components like this, I simply would just take one very high-end gemstone, wrap loop it and suspend it from, and you've got a really stunning piece of jewellery. Great for gifts, great for Mother's Day, going back to. Now's the time we need to be sorting out our Mother's Day gifts if you're thinking about purchasing jewellery, and I think that it's an endless present, isn't it? Why not? Now's the time to dial. Sarah in Suffolk, I was determined not to buy anything today. Yeah, that went well. First blooming item. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean, Sarah. Is it the first day of spring today? Mm. The Met Office call it the first day of spring. Oh, to all our Welshies, by the way, happy St. David's Day. Happy St. David's Day. I should be wearing a daff, shouldn't I? No, I can't say it in Welsh. Happis is happy, so there we go. Anyway, well done to you, Hertfordshire, Leslie, Phyllis, buying 6, Kathy, well done to you, Bridgend, multi-buying, Alma, multi-buying, Sheila, buying 3, well done, Tatiana, you've got yours, Hertfordshire, Jack and Jill, well done, genuinely, you were next to each other on the phone lines then, Lynn and Kent, congratulations, stay where you are, absolutely fabulous. Also, and you know I was talking about the average gram weight in these, if I just quickly turn these round, one of my pet hates is when you actually have a finding, a shepherd hook like this, and it's so weak, I guess, hasn't got enough of the precious metal invested into it. As soon as you put it through the ear, it distorts and then it's never quite the same again, and it will always irritate the ear. So you really do want something which has got a substantial amount of the precious metal involved. Well done, stay where you are. A great way of commissioning presents for lots of your nearest and dearest, because the majority of the population, I think, these days has got their ears pierced. I only know a handful of people who haven't. Anyway, moving on to, oh, this is new. I've not seen this before. White enamel. I've not seen this before. This is lovely. It's really weighty as well. Okay, so I know we can bring you chain. We've done it already today. This is 1 meter length. And what I can't sort of demonstrate is the weight that you actually get within this. It's gold-plated brass chain, so you've got that lovely precious metal overlay, and then every, what would you say, about 1 inch approximately, you've got a little drum of white enamel, which really captures and plays with the light. Never seen anything like this before, not just here at JewelleryMaker. In fact, I was watching the other day, and I'm not making comparisons because it wasn't the same at all, but I was actually watching a certain channel, very big channel, you know, the ones which is global, and they had a specific collection. That's the one, yeah, Scott knows which one I was talking about, a certain shopping channel, and they had gemstone set, bezel set, and it was your agates, it was your quartzite, and they were actually dispersed like a lariat style necklace, sort of 1 inch apart, and a gold-plated brass chain as well. It was selling for $99.99 with their you know, multiple payment scheme that you could do that with as well. I mean, I'm not making a comparison because obviously they were gemstones set in there, but they were gemstones that you've probably already got at home that you can influence into this chain and it be that step higher because you've also got that lovely white crispness of the enamel in here as well. I hope we do start doing more enamel actually, because it really is as a material fantastic for jewellery. People think that it's actually quite fragile when actually it's not. It is actually quite substantial and quite durable. Now, brand new, $6.95. We've only got 61 of these available though, and they're already going. I would be inclined to just keep this simply as a long length chain and maybe double it round or triple it round where it as is. Would you agree with that, Laura?
Yeah, again, it's got all that scope to be your hand to wrist bracelet, your anklet to, you know, the foot decoration, a long chain. You can just do anything, spectacle chains, anything like that. It's got so much scope really, and because it's already got that detail added in, you barely need to do anything to it, and it's going to be easy to sort of adjust.
It would be lovely to wear this because I'm really favouring, whether it's because I've got the the big belly now, whether it's that, and I'm favouring the longer lines because I think it streamlines you naturally. Same with earrings and same with earrings really. If you wear something a little bit longer, it's said to streamline our neckline, which I think I said this last time I was with Ollie and he was directing me. Apparently, you know, and we'll ask the gents, shall we? Gents, apparently our neck, our décolletage is very attractive to you. Is that right? Ollie's like, don't get me started, Al. Love a décolletage, especially a well-dressed décolletage. 50% of the stock are already gone. Hello, Annette, Susan, Buckinghamshire, West Midlands, Elaine and Jack. I'd be multi-bag because I don't know if we're going to be recommissioning these. I don't know if we're going to be getting more. I'll certainly ask the question because I love it. I think there's a place for maybe reds, blues, all the different colours in this.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you imagine layering up all the different colours?
Yeah, but like you say, it's a perfect base colour, isn't it? Because it's white and it's the lovely yellowy gold. So.
Well, that's it. Good point, actually, Laura. You could put your own colours in there with your with your gemstones, can't you?
It can't not go, can it?
And because they're drums, they'll feed through. If you make a larger bail, they'll actually feed through, won't they?
Yeah, you'll be able. Yeah, because a lot of the pendants and things that I do have the larger bails to make them interchangeable. So you'd probably be able to put 2 of those, like double or even triple it. Yeah,
love that idea. Well done. 61 straight down to 27. Do stay where you are. Do check out. We have still got quantity, so if you're on those phone lines, don't think that you've missed out on that opportunity. But I don't know if we're going to be getting any more of those. I hope so. It's time for your first designer inspiration. Should we take a little mosey? Should we take a little mosey over to the lovely Laura? I'll bring my cup of tea if you don't mind. Is that all right? I've only managed to squeeze one in so far this morning. You know when you get up and the day just is like, ah. I've had one of them mornings. Literally one of those. Where is the kit? Oh, it's over here. Just wondered, oh, do you want me to go really over here?
Hi.
See, that's me. The others have me sell it there. Show you all there.
Hey.
Come over and join. I like that I can join you.
Yeah, I was going to say, have to stand next to me a bit longer.
Yay! No, that's not a hardship.
Oh.
You've been spoilt this week, haven't you?
Yeah, I have actually.
No, because I know that Laura had brand new wire the other day. Sold out, by the way. Both your kits sold out. And we have brand new shapes of gemstones. And you've got those shapes right here, right now as well, in the tiger's eye, which is single-handedly one of your absolute favourites. Shall I turn that round for you? Let me just... There we go. Turn that round so you can actually see. And oodles of wire as well. Bicones, you've been spoilt.
I have been spoilt.
Well, you deserve spoiling.
Oh, thank you.
You do. You do deserve spoiling. Where do we start, Laura? Wire?
Wire.
I think, 'cause it's going to take a while, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot there, and I've still got loads left.
Oh, no, 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 no. How many have we got, Scott? 115. Before I show you everything, can I just tell you this so that you all dial? Who's got the phone to hand? Because you're going to need to. Who's got that index finger poised, ready and waiting to click the checkout on your on the web? Because this entire kit is going under £20.
I don't even want to know, to be honest.
We had 115. So there we go. You know what to do. You know what to do. Under £20. We've got 4 lots of wire.
Yeah.
4 lots, starting with your 1.25mm gauge, 10 metres off, so they're really substantial. Love this gauge.
Yeah.
You make pieces of jewellery with this on its own, don't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, like you can see the ring and the bracelet is literally more or less the wire. But also I want to point out that their bicones go on this wire.
They really do. Let me turn that one
They
around.
actually feed onto the wire. I mean, the odd 1 or 2 didn't, but the majority of them I managed to get onto this wire. So it really sort of widens out what you can do.
You know why? Scott was like, yeah, we've already got loads of people on the phone lines. Last time that Laura and I were together, Scott, we had a kit which had 3 lots of wire, wasn't it? Or was it 4?
4. You on about the first? Which one are you on?
I can't remember. So it was they were both good. But we said, look, we've got this many. That's the price. Go, 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 and they all sold out. So I wanted to make it fair for everybody. That's why I sort of did that. Yeah, I mean, you've got tons of pieces of jewellery with that one spool alone. 10 metres there. Then we've got, and I'll try and do this in order, let me see. You've got your 0.8 wire, 10 metres off. In the copper colour, it's the round wire as well, which is your favourite. So again, Pip has really spoilt you on this kit, hasn't he? Then we're moving on to the 0.6mm gauge and the 0.4. That basically, for anybody that's new to wire work, for anybody that is an existing wire worker, you'll know that that's the foundations. They're the gauges that you need, really.
Yeah, they pretty much enable you to do pretty much anything.
Sorry, I didn't tell you who Pip was. Pip is our amazing kit designer. If you ever get the chance to meet Pip, if you saw him, he's very stylish. He's very stylish and fashionable.
He makes you feel shamed, doesn't he, when you sort of rock up?
Yeah.
But like for me, I rock up looking.
He had a raging hangover the other morning. I was like, you look well, Pip, and he's like, really, I feel terrible. And I was like, oh God, you know, if you saw me with a hangover. Just so no one, obviously no hangovers at the moment, but if you saw me with a hangover, I've got the bags under my eyes, the hair's a mess. Yeah, my next hangover is going to be epic, absolutely. So let's move on. You've got the 4 spools, 40 metres of your wire and all of the different gauges there in the copper colour. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Now, you mentioned the bicone, so I'll bring those in next, Laura. So these do actually fit on to the 1.25.
The majority of them do, yes.
Wow. So you don't need to bead ream or anything like that?
No. You know, the majority of them will go on 1.25, so they're definitely going to go on 1 mil and below. But they, you know, most of them did. The odd one didn't, but then I was able to use that when I did some weaving, so, you know.
And how often do we see bicones? Especially in black agate?
The sparkle on them is amazing.
Yeah, do you know why I'm saying it with this sort of question mark? Just because I wasn't sure if they were actually spinel.
They've got that spinelness about them, haven't they?
They have. They are a black agate. But I thought because of the sheen, you've actually got maybe agate spinels here. The sparkle, I mean, look at that.
When I saw it in the studio light, because obviously the light here is a lot brighter, and you held it up like that, it did make me sudden question.
Yeah.
But then I know it's agate because I remember checking it, but you can just, that sparkle.
But mentioning spinel, let's bring you alongside in plain rounds that very gemstone. I mean, two of the most seductive of gems in my eyes when it comes to that definite black, which is, it's so timeless and effortless. If you research, if you're on the web with me right now and you've done your confirmations and checkouts, have a little look at Angelina Jolie, and if you enter Spinel in there, there's a picture of her wearing a neckline piece with rose gold or coppery tones, literally that colour combination. Very simple piece. It's a slight graduation on the red carpet. You can emulate that design straight away, but we're still not done. We've also got this new graduation, new gemstones that we launched only last week, Laura, didn't we? But it wasn't in your tiger's eye, obviously, and tiger's eye is one of your favourite gemstones. When you've got this gemstone and it is so large and extensive, then obviously you're going to see that chatoyancy to the max, an absolute impact across the entirety of the gem. Those of you that like your vintage jewellery, this is absolutely fantastic for that, because it just, they're like little bow ties, aren't they?
Yeah.
Not bow ties. Yeah, suit ties.
Yeah, they are like, yeah, so, yeah. I didn't even click. I was like, they're
yeah,
like
like
bow ties. But no, yeah, like a tie. Yeah, they have that essence to them, don't they, of that shape. I just think they're beautiful. They're very geometric with their sort
absolutely, which is all very 1920s. Now, this is the original price, what we should be bringing it to you at, which is already incredible, for 4 lots of wire for your agate and your spinel. And yes, it is going under 20, so that means that it is going over half price for you. If you're on the phone lines and you are one of the 115 that are successful this morning, early birds and all that, catch the early worm, a substantial gem weight and a substantial quantity of your copper coloured wire. Now, Laura, we've worked together for quite a while now. How long, what are the most popular colours of wire, and how long have we been saying that?
Yeah, I mean, you've got your copper, haven't you? Your rose copper, well, your rose gold kind of colour, because it's that warmth, isn't it? And again, it adds to that vintage look, you know, that statement kind of look. You know, I'm a sucker for copper anyway, so...
Well, your silvers, your gold and your rose gold stroke copper are the most popular sellers here at JewelleryMaker, because they are the sort of the basic precious metal colours, if you like, that you see in all the jewellery establishments.
I think, like you say, it's something that I think the copper will make so many gemstones pop. That's what draws me to it, is it changes the tones.
Especially the ones you've got here, because you've got two which are quite polar opposites, really, with your tiger's eye and your agate and your spinel, but yet they still work in the design, don't they? The actual tiger's eye softens the spinel and agate.
Yeah, and I think the colour of your wire will dictate the style of your piece. So, like, if we did this statement neck piece in the silver wire or the gold wire, it would look completely different, whereas like you've got that sort of more modern sort of vintagey look, whereas if it was silver it would look more it would be more sort of
crisp, I suppose. Yeah, I know what you mean, it changed. Hello, good morning, Deb, my lovely. Nice to have your company. She says, wow, Laura, stunning. You're so inspiring. And now I do wire work. I love watching you. Thank you for the inspiration. What a lovely compliment first thing in the morning. Here's another one for you. Shirley says, happy St. David's Day. The kit is lovely, and spotted that lush ring, Laura.
Shirley's a bit obsessed with rings. She makes me feel really bad now. If I don't do a ring in a kit, I feel really bad.
Well, you need to do rings in your kits then, don't you? And I know, because I've seen you do things like that.
Like
it takes you seconds, doesn't it? Because you're an absolute pro. Already, look, you can see the quantity is absolutely plummeting. Half the stock has gone already. We had 118, sorry, to be exact, and it's that tootling down, isn't it? Quickly tootling down. It's because we've got bicones, firstly, which I could probably count on one hand the amount of times I've done it this year, bicones. The fact that we've got those new sizable tiger's eye and all of that wire as well in all of those different gauges. About 20 of these are still in baskets, so do check out as soon as you can. Laura, how much would you retail each of your pieces? I mean, the ring, for example, the bracelet and the neckline pieces.
So something like the ring you could probably sell for about £8-9 because it's so quick and easy to do. You could maybe do 10, but it's so simple. It's so simple to do it. You would do those in minutes. So it's something that you could get to draw people to your craft if you do craft or something like that. You know, maybe say special and make it out like I'm doing a big favour, but you know, they take minutes to make, so they would be a good instant draw. You know, the cuff you'd probably say about £12.
Yeah.
Because again, it's very, very quick and easy to do. And I've used 5 gemstones. And I want to point out, this is what I've got left.
Yeah, that's a really
with
good
my
point.
wire and my gemstones. But
You've got a lot left.
I've got tons left. And I've done a little bit of prepping with some more of this wire. So everything that's on there has been completely made out of this kit, including the torques.
You haven't broken into the second demonstration or bag or anything like that. So there we go. It's easily going to last you. And even if you're thinking, well, you know what, I do need to recap my wire stocks, or I'm looking at the bicones, $19.95. I'd happily pay that for single components here.
Definitely.
Certainly for the gemstones. We've got another text message for you. Sarah in Suffolk saying, love it all, but that necklace with the 5 tiger's eye equals breathtaking.
Oh, thank you, Sarah.
It is breathtaking. And what would you retail this at? Surely don't say. Don't say the price of this kit.
No, you would probably, for something like that, because it is quite time consuming, especially the planning of it. You would probably have to say that would probably be around about £50 as a start.
Good, yeah,
because
I'd say.
It is quite, you know, it's time consuming, and you have to put that into your prices when you think of it. And again, it's that kind of piece that for me, I would do one off. Or I might do it in a different colourway.
Have a one of a kind.
But it would be a one of a kind.
I mean, I can't get over the fact that we're under £20 for the amount of wire and all of those gemstones. I mean, if you were to watch the show right now and we weren't doing a kit and I was to be launching those tiger's eye and I said to you, I don't know, $12.95, you'd be thinking that was an incredible deal, wouldn't you? If I was to then bring you the black agate bicones and said, I don't know, $9.95, that's an incredible price. Yeah. For those 2 components, which are already in excess of what you're seeing on your screen, without the spinel, the luxury that is spinel, without the 40 metres of your wire as well. So that's a fantastic deal. So what are you going to be demonstrating for us, my lovely?
I'm going to go through that main feature necklace.
The big feature necklace. We'll leave those final 38 there. There are lots of you with it still in your baskets. Please do check out as soon as you possibly can.
One thing I will say, going back to what you say about a tiger's eye and its chatoyancy and about the sort of the nature of the patterns, I've said this before, what I try to do is I will pick one kit. I won't look at both my kits, because obviously we get a second. Yeah. I don't look at both and think which one's got the best, not best, but which pattern do I prefer or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't want to dictate my design. The pattern in my second had a bit more uniformity. So the 2 side ones could be used for earrings. Yeah, absolutely. Whereas mine were quite contrasting.
Yeah, of course, they're natural gemstones, so you don't know.
And these ones here,
you can't dictate where the movement's going to be.
No, these ones again are mirrored quite nicely, whereas on mine they were quite opposite pattern-wise. So originally I wanted to do a pair of earrings out of them. Yeah. But because they were quite obviously different on mine, that's why I went for the 5 design. So for me, I would be thinking of getting 2, because if I'm looking at this kit, I could do so much different stuff.
Oh, can you imagine it with the matching earrings?
Exactly. So for me, I'm thinking, do you know what? I've got so much more scope there. You could make a feature ring. So to get the 2, you could make so much different styles.
And as a consumer, I would buy that as well. Yeah. You know, I like to wear the entire suite. That would be fun.
It gives you that bit more scope. But like I say, you just don't know what you're going to get, and it's just great to see that natural pattern.
Absolutely. Now, Laura's working off a bead tray, which we have got coming up later on, actually. It's been relaunched in a new style, so wonderful.
I'm going to
make sure you do stay tuned. Okay, so you've just placed it all out?
Yeah, so as I said, I was playing about with it, so what I wanted to do, and when I was going back to that, if you did want to have earrings, because I was looking at, you could do this design on a smaller scale and just use the 3 of them, but because mine weren't uniform enough in their pattern, I chose to just go full on and just do the statement. So I'm going to lay it out like this and then get an idea. So I need to have a little bit of an equal space in between each of the stones, and what I wanted to do was create my first wire frame. So I'm going to use my 1.25 wire for this. And I'm just going to start to show you it. Oops, I'm the now for this, obviously, it's a bit of a guess with the amount of wire that you use, because obviously what we want to do is mimic the shapes of the stones. Yeah. So it's going to take a little bit of wire. So
it's so Great Gatsby, this.
Is it?
Yeah, massively. I mean, our Leo, by the way, finally winning. Well, he's not ours, is he? But, you know. Can we claim him?
Can we claim him?
Can we claim him? Actually, weirdly, he was in my dream last night.
Oh, I do love Leo. I've watched Titanic. Did you watch Titanic?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to watch it now though because Tom hates that.
It's one of those though. One of those that once you say it, do you not want to go home and watch it now?
Yeah, I love Titanic.
I love
Tom's
Titanic.
like, this, literally, I will never watch that film again.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly.
I went to cinema like 5 times to see that.
He's immense, isn't he? He's amazing. Yeah, but if you look at that film, if you've watched Great Gatsby, the architecture, everything, the clothing is very geometric, very bold. And it's because 1920s was a very positive era. Of course, we were coming out of the First World War, so it was all about colours and flamboyancy and everything like that. So we went to town in the 1920s.
Yeah, it's funny how the fashions come around again, isn't it? Okay, so this is just going to be, as I said, mimicking. So I've taken probably about just under a metre of my 1.25 wire.
Okay.
And what I want to do is place it down. So I need it to be as straight as possible because this is one that because it's not really that forgiving a design, the thicker gauge of wire, any kind of kinks or bends in it that you don't sort of straighten back out will be visible because it's a bit of a thicker gauge, so you can actually see it quite clearly, whereas with a finer gauge, you can it blends away. Yeah. So you want to make sure you don't manipulate the wire too much. It needs to be quite sharp lines. So what I want is a gap, probably about an inch just above. So that's going to enable me to sort of do my loop or whatever I want to do. And then I've just gone probably about a centimetre below the first corner of the first stone. And then taking my flat nose pliers, I'm just going to create a sharp angle. And then again, you can place it back down and then get an idea of where that point goes and create that point. Okay, and place it back down. So what you want to do then, I mean, I do a lot of mine by eye because I'm not a very precision person. So sorry.
Yeah, I would be doing the same as well.
This way. There you go.
I'd be doing the same rather than measuring.
Yeah. Okay, but you get the you can get an idea of it as you're going along. You can check it. So I've got it going like that, and then what I'm going to do is place that back down. And what I want to do is go only up a little bit, probably about 2 centimetres. Take your round nose pliers. Oops, sorry. I'm going to cut this because I'm not going to do it all. I've already got one made. Can never cut the wire.
There we go. Ollie's like, we can't see what you're doing, Laura.
I know, sorry.
So no, it's all good. So you've cut the wire now.
Yeah, I was cutting the wire. It was not that fun to see me try. I was missing, basically.
It's all right. It's challenges of live television, my lovely. And when you're fighting with a metre length of wire,
that's why I've cut it. So you can see I've got the shape there, and then again. You just want to go a little bit lower and then create the next angle. Okay, so you're just going to continue with this pattern. There we go.
Wow, so, look at that.
That's one I did earlier. So
some people's feet look like that.
Oh, the glamour of jewellery making.
Yeah,
now it looks like a foot now.
No, don't take offence to that because that's my simple mind. I mean, I look at that and I don't see a foot.
No, I know. You need to see past the mechanics of it.
The toes.
The toes, yeah, thank you. Always a joy. So you can place them all in and you can see you've still got that gap, and you know there's a bit of a gap around the frame itself, and that's fine. It's nice to have that that sort of space to enable you to do whatever you want to do.
Well, you can embellish it then, can't you?
That's right. And then what I've done is I've taken another length of my 1.25 and I formed just kind of like a diamond, really. But I've got it opened out at the top, and what I've done is I've gotten, so it just sits around. So you can play about with this and get it to sit exactly how you want. I want a bit of a gap here because I want to be able to fill all this in with some weaving, and a little bit of gap around the edges here and here. And what I've done is I've just swirled these outer sides of the wire. Is it still looking like a paw or something now, isn't it?
I'm saying nothing, because just in case you get offended.
I'm not offended. Go on, I'm interested to see what goes through the mind of Elle.
No, you don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
You don't want to know. No, I'm admiring your wonderful work. I'm only teasing you, you know. You know, I always tease you, Laura.
I need to know now.
Ollie said his middle toe's longer.
Oh, see, that's just...
Ollie said my middle...
Don't talk about feet, they creep me out.
Oh, do they? He's like, my middle toe's longer than my big toe.
Oh, I don't like
Isn't there a type of person that's got a longer toe or something? There's
It's meant to be like your kind of character or something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right. Thanks for that, Ollie. I'm never making this design again. Scarred now.
Ollie's like, I didn't actually say that. He didn't. I just
But
made
I'm
it
scarred.
up.
I'm not making it again. You've scarred me. Someone scarred me.
Sorry. Sorry.
Right. So I'm not going to do it. But what you would do then is just hammer the frame of this to flatten it out and give some texture, okay? I'm going to move it because we're just being a child.
Sorry, I'm just chuckling now. I'm chuckling. Do you know, all of this has actually sort of brought me back to my childhood days because my girlfriends when I was in school used to call me Sumo because of the width of my big toe. Because apparently I've got a really wide big toe. I'm not. Hey, listen. I did ballet, and yeah, I'm not falling over, am I?
That's because you had such a
I'm like
big
those
toe.
frogs with the suckers.
Oh,
I'm like one of those.
wrong.
I'm
Right.
so sorry. I tell you what, they won't have me back. I am like one of those frogs, though.
Yeah.
You know, with the big round sucker toes.
Anyway, no, I can't look at this in the same way now. Thank you. Right, so once you've done that and you've hammered your frame, so you can hammer both the frames, okay, and then that's just going to give it that kind of texture. And then what you want to do is start to secure the pieces together.
Yeah.
And start the weaving decoration. And initially, when I first did this, I actually attached the tiger's eye first and then started to weave, but because I've put a link across there, it was very difficult because I was having to feed the wire through. So if you keep it open like this, it makes the weaving a lot easier. So I actually undid.
That's good because obviously when you learn things as you progress, don't you? So
Yeah.
if you were going to recommission this, then obviously
I actually only did a tiny bit and thought, no, because it's going to take me like forever to do this. So I actually just removed the original securing and then just, because that, and I'll show you why it's easier. So you just take the outer frame and just wrap 3 times to secure. I'll just get this started and then I'll let you do your...
No, that's all right. All eyes are on you.
So then you can place this in, and what you just want to do is just a simple basket weave, but you'll see now, because of it being like this, what I'm able to do is go in between the 2 frames, so I can bring the wire through, oops, and then I can wrap that wire there and pull it to secure it. So 1, and you can see how I can just go straight through. Can you get it at that angle? So 1, 2, 3, and then when I want to do, or 5 I think I did actually, 4, 5, and then when I want to do this side of the frame, I'm able to then just go around the outside. So see how much easier that is, especially when you've got quite a lot to weave, because it is it's quite a lot and you've got to sort of plan the design. So this is a lot easier than if this was blocked.
Yeah,
okay.
If it was actually sort of been obstructed, I suppose. Yeah, that makes sense. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is the bit where you'd have the hiccup. So you wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't be able to just go directly 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then again back over. So it's in the middle now, and then we're just going over the outer frame.
So what you're actually creating, and you'll see it
I'll hold it up
in a second, you're creating a sort of 5 one way, 5 the other.
Yeah, it's 5 on each side, and you just go through the middle. It's just a standard kind of basket weave variation. I'm just going to straighten and hold it up for you. So if I hold that up for you there, you'll see it's just a normal kind of weave. But the reason that we do 5 is it just breaks it up a little bit, really.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is continue down to a certain point.
Okay.
All right, do you want to do that?
Well, yeah, whilst Laura's doing that then, I'll bring you this opportunity because we don't see this every single day and it's wonderful, wonderful stuff to work with. It is your aluminium wire. Now, what makes it different to copper wire, apart from the obvious, it's a lot sort of lighter weight. So for your big substantial pieces, which we know Laura loves, this is fantastic for. You're a huge fan of aluminium wire, aren't you?
Yeah, it's brilliant because it's a lot more malleable.
It is a lot softer, yeah.
Yeah, and you'd be able to create this, whereas you haven't seen me kind of deliberately kind of sharp angle turn this. With that, you can just, it's so much easier.
You can literally manipulate it with your fingers. I mean, I'm doing it literally on air right now. It's a very soft wire.
Yeah.
So great to work with it, especially if you're new to wire work as well.
Yeah.
But also, if you are someone that doesn't like, maybe you're particularly petite framed and you're making jewellery for yourself and you don't like something which is really weighty, that sort of really sits heavily across the décolletage, aluminium wire is fantastic for that because it's barely noticeable, really. And again, a really substantial gauge. So you're getting 12 metres in total, and it's the 2mm gauge, and it's only £4.95. I mean, that's the other benefit, is that we can bring you the aluminium wire at such an incredible price point.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a very sought after metal, not just in jewellery making, obviously. We use aluminium in so many different things, so many different walks of life. It's very strong, and it's 12 metres here as well, and it is the most affordable wire that we can bring you, and I think it's the only wire that we bring you at 2mm gauge, isn't it?
Apart from bare copper.
Oh, bare copper, absolutely,
but we don't see that very often.
No, always sells out. What would be lovely is if you got that copper wire in the kit and you're adding this, which is still under £25, all right, with your postage and packaging of £2.95, just takes it over, to actually have that contrast of colours.
And what's good is it won't add weight.
No.
So if you were to use 1.25s in different plated wires, it would make quite a very weighty piece, whereas you could add that and it still would hardly affect the weight of the design.
Exactly. I like big statement piece, maybe because I'm not petite, I'm a bit taller. I like big statement pieces, but I can understand how some people would shy away. Like my best friend's particularly small, and so she prefers the sort of smaller designs, and it's all down to the weight, I suppose. She always talks about earrings and the weight of the earrings. She wants them to be comfortable to wear, and you can do that with these as well. Only £4.95. I can't remember us launching aluminium wire at a £5.
No, and to be fair, it's always really been in kits, so to be able to see it on its own.
To buy it individually, that's a really good point, actually. You don't see it very often. It's like gold dust to us here at JewelleryMaker. And yeah, great to work with all your different wires. I know that the lovely Martha actually launched with you some white wire the other day. I know we've also got black wire coming your way. I don't know if it's been launched as of yet. We're bringing you lots of exciting different wires and textures and things like that, so it'd be great to work with. Speaking of, you're still doing your weaving, aren't you, my darling?
Carry on.
Look at this.
Oh, I know, I love that. That's, you know that necklace that you like that I did?
Yeah.
That's what I used.
The texture's amazing.
Yeah.
This takes a piece of handmade bespoke jewellery and makes it really, really, really professional in my eyes. It's the texture, and you wouldn't be able to replicate it because it is braided, basically. We source it from Beadalong, which is without doubt one of the most reputable craft jewellery making manufacturers globally. We source it from them, and they're tiny, tiny threads of wire, I suppose, which have all been braided together to get this lovely texture. It's impossible to actually replicate this, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And what you can actually undo a couple of them. So that's how I did the actual rose necklace. So I was able to untwist it so that I actually had a centre wire, and then I was able to put beads on it and wrap it around, because it's almost like a twisted wire, twisted. Yeah. It's but it's a beautiful wire, and it's got a lot
more detailed than just twisted wire. Wow, only £7.95. It's 1.6mm gauge, so it's kind of that in-between gauge. And again, that all stems to the fact that this is lots of fine threads of wire all braided together, and you're getting 5 foot, so it's a long length in total. Lots of pieces of jewellery you can make out of this. I'll leave those final few opportunities with you. I'll leave that there. Grab it whilst you can, though, because again, always sells out, and we don't get to bring it to you every single day. We only had 75, so again, very limited opportunity. Okay. So have you finished your braiding, my darling?
We didn't, but yeah, I've kind of... I've stopped because I wanted to show you what's happened, and it's something that could happen to you as you're going along. Obviously, I'm doing this a bit quick, so I've not really planned it properly. But because I've started weaving, and this will become apparent, it's setting the shape in place. But what I've found now is that point, that centre point, has gone past the centre point of the pendant.
The middle toe.
So... I've got to work for you on Thursday as well, you know that, don't you? going to get revenge.
You know I am
Oh, I'm
joking.
gonna
You
get
know I am
revenge.
joking.
No, it's all good.
She does know, really. She knows, really.
So in that situation, very quickly I can just straighten out that sort of fold. Because that's the key to doing this, is it needs to be very quick, simple, sharp movements.
Yeah.
Don't take ages doing this, because you're going to bend the wire more, which means that when if you have to unbend it, it's going to be more apparent.
Yeah, I get it.
So I'm just going to then realign it to here, and then sort of fold it back out. And again, you might need to redo it. And this is going to be woven over, so it's not too important if it's a little bit marked as such, not marked, sort of moved with the wire a little bit. So now I can place it back in and see how that's a better shape.
Yeah,
and obviously
fits.
I then need to realign that one, so I can go back in, straighten that one out, and then try and align it along here, and then just move it along. So you can see now how that's changed, but that fits better.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do need to check that, and as you weave this, what you do have to do is keep stopping and just checking. Well, you don't need to adjust it once you've got that initial shape. What you do need as you're going along is just to keep checking this section here, that you're still getting that mirrored shape to here.
Yeah.
Because what you can do when you're weaving is you might pull it, and if you pull it too much out of shape, you're going to lose. If I did that, see how big that gap's opened there?
Yeah.
So you just need to be checking constantly. So do a little section, just lay it down, check it, and then continue working. So
Now,
do it in little stages.
would you weave from one side to the other, or would you do
no,
one side and then do the other side?
Obviously, because I'm quite confident working with wires, I had enough wire to get me to the centre, and it was probably about 2 metres. But what I can do very quickly, show you how you can add in and add back, you know, cut and add more wire.
Yeah, that would be good, because that would be something that I would definitely do.
Because it is a lot, and I did only make it to the centre. And then one thing I will say is, don't think I've made it to the centre, so I'm going to start from here and work that way down, because then you lose your opening.
Yeah.
You lose that to be able to feed your wires through.
Okay.
So you do need to continue in that same direction.
So how would we do that then?
So what you need to do is take your pliers. Got too many pliers. And what you would do is, so here I finished at 5. Okay, so I would just take that wire.
Imagine you've come to the end of it.
Yeah. And then I'm going to cut it to the front as well, so that there's no sharp edges. And obviously take your pliers and give it a crimp. And then take your new add-in wire and go on the opposite side. So in this case, it's on the inner frame. And then just wrap.
Yeah.
5 times. So I'm just going to try and go through. It does kind of go through the little grooves a little bit. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So all I've done is just done a 5 on the opposite side, and then pick the pattern back up. And because you finished on one side and then started on the other, it blends in.
Yeah.
So it then just continue as normal. Once you've got it established, to do a couple, then remember to get rid of that tail from adding in. And exactly the same to the front, and just cut it nice and close and crimp it.
Yeah, so that literally what Laura's showing you right now is totally seamless. You can't.
So that's the add-in, because it's moving.
But obviously it won't
But
as you
obviously
progress.
once you start, once you lock it in, see, it just blends in then.
Yeah.
And you won't notice that. And as you go along, and just make the pattern as you go along. For me, I added randomly between the agate and the spinel, in the longer gaps in between each of the sort of tiger's eye, in these little sections here in between the toes.
Yeah.
I added the spinel and just came back down again.
Everybody knows what you're talking about, though.
I know.
See, I know. Listen, but we know what area of this piece.
Yes, nice.
It doesn't actually look like a foot on the finished piece.
On the finished piece, no. So, as I said, you just keep going like that. But what you would do once you get to that centre point there is you obviously mirror whatever pattern you started there.
Yeah.
You just mirror it in this way. Then what I did was I used my 0.8 wire. I won't do it, but I used my 0.8 wire. And then I just added, I'll just quickly show you. So 0.8 wire, and just on the inside frame here, just attach it. And what I did was actually attached it so that my wraps went up towards the top, just for a bit of uniformity, because I know when it gets to the other side, I'm going to wrap the wire up towards the top. So I'm just taking that effort to make it look mirrored. So 1, 2, 3, and this is the 0.8.
Yep.
Okay, and then you just feed on your pattern, which I won't do the whole lot, but it would be your tiger's eye.
And obviously in the graduation that you've...
in the pattern that you've got.
That's very obvious when it comes to this wonderful kit, because you have got those big, sizable...
And these
kites, I suppose. Kites of tiger's eye.
And they do actually go on a 0.8 wire, which is lovely.
Yeah, not many gemstones will feed onto a 0.8 wire.
So you see how that fits in there?
Yeah, lovely.
Now, what I will say is the reason I chose the 0.8 is because obviously there's a bit of movement and I needed a substantial wire running through. Then what you're going to do, and then just wrap it off on the other side, take your pliers and then just round. So these wires that came are from the sort of inside frame with the toes. I'm going to just rotate it around to a little loop. And I want it to be quite a sizable loop, if you can see that to the side. There, yeah. Because what I want to do is be able to get 2 pieces of 1.25 through for the neck piece as well.
Yeah.
So just do that on both sides.
Oh yes, to hook over.
You feed it through.
Yeah, so you could easily interchange that then, couldn't you? Maybe just put it on a standard chain.
Yeah. So
oh, that's a good idea.
You feed them through, swirl these into hammered loops, and then what you do is you just feed in the 2 longer lengths of 1.25, keep them plain in the middle, but open them out and repeat the week really.
So it's basically a double bail, isn't it? Which
it just helps give that movement as well.
And also we'll let it lay nice on the decolletage. We are joking, obviously. Your finished piece is absolutely...
You still think it's a toe?
No, it's absolutely beautiful. It's wonderful, and it really shows off the quality of the gemstones and all of that maximum chatoyancy. Hugely popular, this kit. Do check out as soon as you can. We've only got about 10 remaining, so very close to a sellout on this, and I'm not surprised at all. For 40 metres of your wire, tiger's eye, your spinel and your agate as well. Wonderful. Now we've got so much more to bring you. More designer inspiration from the wonderful Laura Binding, of course. And we've got more new ins and star buys. Now don't go anywhere, because we have got some of those coming up after this.
JewelleryMaker have an extensive range of DVDs for all abilities. Each of our mediums has an introductory DVD to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. We are always filming new DVDs with our specialist guest designers, so visit our website for more information. Do you need a helping hand to get started with JewelleryMaker? Are you stuck for ideas and need inspiration? Then visit our JewelleryMaker website, where you can find our video tutorials. Expand your knowledge and skills with these easy-to-follow jewellery making demonstrations. Whether you're a beginner, hobbyist, or business owner, there's always something new to learn. It couldn't be easier. Simply click and learn some new jewellery making techniques. JewelleryMaker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to put towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
We here at JewelleryMaker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you'll receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with JewelleryMaker FIFO reviews.
Did you know that the JewelleryMaker phone number is free from a UK landline? Now you can spend those extra pennies on more shopping.
Did you know that if you go to JewelleryMaker.com and sign up to our mailing list, then you'll receive 10% off your first order with us. We'll also keep you updated with special offers, theme shows, program guides and JewelleryMaker tutorials. JewelleryMaker. Create, wear, share.
Here at JewelleryMaker, we love seeing your jewellery creations, learning about your inspiration and reading your blogs. If you write your own craft or jewellery blog, then we'd love to hear from you. Simply tweet us at jewellery_maker UK with your blog link and we'll be in touch.
You can now book JewelleryMaker workshops online. Just head over to our JewelleryMaker website and click on the workshop link. We have a wide range of workshops from beginner to intermediate, covering a variety of mediums. Once you have found a workshop you'd like to attend, simply click on the Book Now button. Fill in the required fields and then press Continue. This will take you through to the payment page. If you have any questions, you can contact our workshop coordinator Wendy at any time by emailing workshop@jewellerymaker.com. We look forward to seeing you. Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from JewelleryMaker.
Welcome back and a very good morning, everybody. Nice to have your company. My name is Eleanor and you're watching JewelleryMaker. I'm joined by the one and the only Laura Binding, and she knows I love her dearly. So please don't think I'm taking the mickey, because I really wasn't. I really was, well, maybe a little bit.
I'm never going to be able to do anything like that again without thinking feet. Thanks.
I like a foot. I think a foot can be quite, they can be quite pretty, can't they, feet? I know they can be pretty, anyway. I'll just leave that there.
It's too early for this kind
Leave
of
that
conversation.
whole conversation out in that hour. Just gone. Anyway, no, in all seriousness, I am about to bring you a wonderful star by. A gemstone that is steeped in antiquity. Of course, we know Cleopatra was a huge fan of this beautiful gemstone, not just to wear as adornment, but also to use as paintings and within her own makeup as well. When it comes to lapis lazuli, you're looking for the more Arabian Night intense electric blue. The more intense that colour is, the more valuable the lapis lazuli is. Of course, this gemstone is amalgamation, I suppose, of various gemstones, because you have also got pyrite, which is set within, and they come in tiny speckled forms, dustings if you like, a little bit like glitter, which should hopefully actually cover the entirety of the gemstones and sparkle like sort of stars in the sky. This strand, rare to see such an intense electric blue with very fine, delicate dustings of the pyrite, which you'll notice that when you actually get this home even more so. Not just across. And we're actually going to be looking at one of the narrower edges, if you like, because these are flat squares, graduated. But when you actually separate the strand or even bend the strand, that's when you're going to see the pyrite at its best. But without shadow of a doubt, some of the biggest and most intense beauty of colour that we could wish for. A really rare shape and a really rare cut of this gorgeous gemstone, which I absolutely adore. But you don't often see lapis lazuli, which, by the way, is totally untreated. It's not been dyed, this electric blue, coming out of the ground with such you know, a vivacious tone. I mean, these are, without shadow of a doubt, unprecedented when it comes to the actual colour specification that you actually have. Now, I was talking to a gentleman called Yanni, and you might have heard me tell this story previously before. He is an internationally renowned gem hunter. I spent time with him and with some of my fellow colleagues as well over in Jaipur at the beginning of last year. And I asked Yanni, because he is, as you'd imagine a gem hunter to be, really. He's a wonderfully charismatic individual, and you know, he's kind of like an Indiana Jones type. He's just incredible and a real personality. I asked him when we were over in Jaipur, what is it that you're going to be doing from here, Yanni? He said, I'm actually going over to source lapis lazuli from the original country of source, which is actually Afghanistan. Obviously, we know the dangers there, because natural quality like this is fetching hugely considered price points. Now, this star buy, I can't bring you lapis lazuli every single day, which has got that really intense electric blue, and it's what? You know when you just get stopped in your tracks? There's nothing I can say other than dial as soon as you possibly can. As soon as you can. Do you know, this is absolutely, I'm going to say it, it's absurd. That's an absurd price point. And the reality is, if I was actually to be, I don't know, speaking to any gemologists or gem traders right now, and they were to say, well, why? I wouldn't be able to answer it. It's all down to our buying power, basically, and that's probably as the best that I can, summarise how we're even doing this. Natural lapis lazuli, with that intensity of colour. Do you notice how it hasn't got any blackness, any greyness, any cloudiness within? It's all that electric blue in a rare shape, and we're actually looking at the side profile. Can we just absorb that for 1 second? We're looking at the smallest part, the smallest side or angle, if you like, of the gemstone. Wait until you get this home and you start looking at the profiles of those squares when you actually unstrand it, because they're jam-packed on here, aren't they? Is that blue going to be any less? Absolutely not. I'm not surprised you're all buying 2s and 3s. We started with 170. Wow, this is a huge star buy to start the day off, isn't it? Get it as soon as you can. I mean, a no-brainer. I say that quite a lot. This is one of those, I'm adding it to my order because I simply cannot let this opportunity slip through my fingers. Quality lapis lazuli like this in its natural form, and very few jewellers will be able to offer you natural lapis lazuli, can reach hugely considered prices. I mean, Laura, have you ever seen lapis lazuli retailed anywhere else?
No, it's a very,
At this price point is what I meant to ask,
Well,
sorry. And is that what you were assuming? Sorry.
yeah, no, you don't see it very often, generally, in shops. Like,
No.
It's not like a, you can go into the Amethyst and rose quartz and
Yeah.
things like that, but you don't see the lapis lazuli very often.
No.
And when you do, you pay for the fact that you don't see it very often. So
Absolutely.
I think it's a
Well,
yeah.
Ollie, what were you just saying then? You've seen lapis lazuli in the bull ring, in a rough block, 2 centimetres squared, so not huge, in its rough form, £4 each. Was it this electric blue? No, of course not. I didn't think so either. I saw not so long ago, well, last summer actually, when Tom and I were down on the south coast, we went to beautiful St. Ives where there's lots of boutique shops and jewellers, and I actually saw a little carving of an elephant. It was about this big, about 2 inches big, of an elephant in lapis lazuli. I don't know if it was natural, or if it was dyed, because obviously it was in an antique jewellers. It's something that would have to be sent off to laboratories to find that out. It was £600. £600, and the carving wasn't particularly intricate or high end. It was wonderful, don't get me wrong, it was beautiful, but £600. For a £5 you can get the quality and the cut and the shape and the beauty, the energy, the vivacity, the saturation with all of that pirate inclusions for just £5 today. Over half the stock has gone, and again, at least 80–90% of you are choosing to buy more than one of these. I'm looking at 2s, 3s, 4s even. Hello to you, Vivian, Glamorgan, Linda, Marion, Kathleen, Alma, Kent buying 3, well done. Marsha, nice to have your company. Christine in Worcestershire buying 2, Manchester buying 2. Hello to you, Helen, and Buckinghamshire. I physically can't read everyone's names. I'm just going to turn, just bend it naturally as it falls. Here we go. Look at the quality of the colour. Look at that colour. Look at that colour for £4.95. That is literally cobalt blue, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think that's the beauty of that type of cut of gemstone as well, because you get to see all that colour range of the gemstone because of the angles, because the way it's cut, because it's flat. You can see all of the beauty.
What would you do with this shape? Because I'm thinking, for our new beginners, our new jewellery makers, who might be thinking, well, this is something a little bit unusual, haven't seen it previously before, what would I incorporate that cube-like shape into?
You can do anything with it, really. You can treat it basically like you would a rondelle, because obviously I know it's more angular, but you can still get that stacked look. They look really cool if you kind of, you can almost lay them like buttons and use a bit of monofilament, so it's an illusion set of them being, you know, the face towards you, so you can kind of do a necklace with them all facing towards you and get that.
So the square actually
the
facing
actual
rather
square
than
facing
the side
you.
profile.
If you used monofilament, you wouldn't see the mechanics, and you could have a really lovely free-flowing piece.
Yeah, suspend them.
yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely incredible. We started with 170. Our graphics are catching up themselves, and I can see there's at least 30 of you with it still in your baskets. And obviously there's people on the phone lines as well. A lot of people are looking at 4s and 2s and 3s, and I'm not surprised. I'd be doing exactly the same. Do you know what this will go amazing with? Because I love electric blues with red, don't you? But a really definite red, which is in, oh yes, and it's the perfect size. Electric blue. I will put the lapis lazuli at the bottom of the screen so that you can continue you can continue to dial anyway. Stop permitting. Look. Oh, look. You don't see red gemstones every day. You know, a pure primary red. You might get your garnets, which are a little bit more of a sort of red wine colour, aren't they? Rubies are very rarely this red. If they were, then they would be, of course, massively considered. And coral is a gemstone which you can obviously influence to a dye and bring it in an amazing pillar box red that we would refer to. We refer to it here in the UK, or fire engine red. You refer to it in the USA, or wherever you are. Basically, it's that primary red. Now, it's key for me to mention ours is ethically sourced. Please be very aware of where you source your coral from. As we know, we need to be looking after our coral reefs. I was in Egypt once, in the, actually down on the Red Sea, and I can remember watching. I was literally, and I don't like the sea, so it was very brave of me to be in there. I do like it. I'm frightened of it, so I'll just rephrase that. But I actually remember seeing a boat coming down, and it literally dropped its anchor on a coral reef. It was just tragic. So please make sure you buy your coral from a reputable and ethical source like us. We make sure we buy our coral from, they're farmed basically, absolutely genuine. And gorgeously farmed. But yeah, it's a gemstone which can be dyed and really absorb those lovely colours. These are plain rounds, 8mm in size, $9.95 for coral. Brand new, and this is where we should be apparently. Again, do your price comparisons. These would work amazing in a design, just literally intermittently dispersed. $6.95 for coral. Wait, now hang on a minute. $6.95 and $4.95 for everything that I've got on my hand. And right now you've got quality high-end lapis lazuli and quality red coral. Known gemstones, recognised gemstones, beautiful gemstones without shadow of a doubt, and very versatile shapes and sizes. Tons of you with me this morning. I tell you what, we're very busy. Nice to have your company. We had 100 and how many? 50 something? And oh gosh, they're flying. Absolutely flying, because weeks can pass when I don't bring you coral, months even, months. We have to be very, very, very particular and vigorous, and we do multiple checks on where we source our gemstones. Obviously, you know that we laboratory test our gemstones as well over in Jaipur to make sure that they are absolutely the real deal for you. But particularly with coral and gemstones like this, you need to make sure that they are ethical. Already almost a third of the stock has gone. Vivian, Norma, Hazel, Kathy, hello to you, Catherine, Carolyn Cornwall, sorry you're with me, Linda and Wendy and Barbara and John and Susan. Again, I physically can't keep up with all of the names. Every time I say someone, another person comes in. But lots of you getting involved. What would you do with these, Laura?
Well, again, they're kind of your classic, aren't they? They're a lovely size, they're round. So it's something that you can keep really simple and restrand them, or put some jump rings in between it, or you could have earrings, rings, anything. You know, they're a really, really classic staple. And again, you've got the fact that it's coral. It's a beautiful shade of red, which is, again, like you say, unusual to see in a gemstone.
Very unusual. I mean, you think, oh yeah, no. Well, I think those that aren't as well established in the gemstone world, outside of obviously our jewellery maker family, and I'm talking about obviously generally, you know, you guys know a lot about your gemstones, would think, oh, well, no, they're red gemstones, there's garnet and there's ruby, but they're not actually a primary red, generally, are they? No. Or if they are, then, like, ruby really is probably the only gemstone which can get that very definite primary red called pigeon blood colour. But you'd pay millions if it was this. I truly believe you would. Hugely considered and expensive. Coral, I'm looking at this strand and I'm thinking, Hannah Osborne, if you're watching right now, this is right up your street. isn't it? So Hannah Osborne. You can imagine this with pearls again, because you've got that lovely aquatic connection with those. Of course, an organic gemstone as well, because this is formed from a living organism. When it comes to coral, you get a lovely waxy luster across the surface. I'd be inclined just simply to restrand this as is, or maybe even make a sort of stretchy bracelet like our lovely Fleur does with her jade.
And that's what I mean, you don't need to do anything complicated. You could do a stretchy bracelet, you can keep it simple, you could hang one little charm from it.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, can I bring in these? Look, let's just show you this. Look at that for a combination. It just works amazing. Let's bring that Lapis lazuli back in again. See, that's Hannah Osborne to me. Hannah Osborne loves her red, whites and blues, doesn't she?
She just looks amazing with it though as well. I saw her the other day and she just wears it so well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to bring the pearls actually coming up next. These are huge, Scott. Absolutely huge. Down to the last 78 opportunities, and we've still got another 20 plus in baskets. Please don't leave it to chance. Our quantity on our screen is not accurate because it's not handling the pace right now. I don't know if I can handle the pace this morning. See, it was a bit manic this morning. It's all good though. It's all good. Lovely to have your company. And we love it that way because it means you're getting gorgeous, genuine gemstones and amazing deals. Well done. I'll leave those with you. We've got probably less than 50 of these remaining now, so well done. Let's move on. Let's do those lovely pearls that I've just shown you. These are the biggest that I've seen. An organic gemstone formed from a living organism. I know loads of you already know this, but just for the benefit of those that are new to Jewellery Maker. So as we know, a pearl forms within a mollusk. They are cultivated, so farmed, and it's approximate, because we can't say for sure, that a pearl will grow approximately 1 millimetre per year, depending on the water temperature. The hotter the water temperature, the faster they grow. Now, obviously, what we tend to know a pearl to be is a perfect round shape, or that's what they tend to aspire to be. What is really, really on trend right now is, and I think it's fantastic, that the jewellery and the fashion industry, the high-end jewellers, are really embracing organic shapes. So showing that Mother Nature's treasures don't just come in that perfect circle, they actually come with these really characterful shapes with crevices and curves, which obviously show that they are a true, genuine gemstone. Very high iridescence, aren't they? Look at that play of colour across the surface of each of those pearls. I mean, you could almost think that these are like, to be honest, they're almost mother of pearl, aren't they? You know, mother of pearl, where sometimes you can actually see that the chromatic shift of colours. Almost to that degree, and that's all down to the quality of this gorgeous white pearl. They're flat coins, they measure 15 millimetres in size, so they are substantial, and you're getting multiples on here. We were talking earlier on with the sterling silver shepherd hooks that we had. Just take those and just suspend one of them. Perfect for your bridal jewellery, perfect for your tiara jewellery, perfect for any age, because they are timeless, aren't they? But 2016 is a year where we're really embracing the biwa, the Baroque pearls, the Keshi pearls, and shapes such as this, because they're obviously showing that they are totally and utterly natural and organic. They're natural, but yet that almost it's a head scratcher, that, isn't it? Because don't you also think that when you're looking at a 15 millimetre pearl, you know, a Tahitian pearl has to mature for 2 years before it can cultivate. 2 years. Because then, when it starts to grow that pearl itself, if we did it any younger, then it's such a sensitive creature that it would simply die. I'm just appreciating right now how large and substantial that mollusk would have been to be able to actually grow a pearl of 15 millimetre. Because if I'm just putting it into just doing a comparison, a Tahitian pearl has to be over a foot in diameter to grow a pearl. So I'm thinking this has got to be about the same size, at least, surely, for a 15 millimetre pearl. Look at that iridescence. The colour's amazing. Now, we should be brand new it should be £14.95. For the quality and the sheer volume and size, I don't see 15mm pearls every single day of any type. It's not even stopping there. Introductory deal for you. Grab it as soon as you possibly can. Well done, Lorna, Wanty, Sharon and Silvana in Essex, Sandra, Mary, Sheila, Lynn, Valentina, you're there as well. I've got telephone bidders on the phone lines. A third off for the iridescence and the quality of colours. I mean, just pick one spot, and if I just rotate or rock my hand just gently back and forth, what colours do you see? It's probably easier for me to say what colours don't you see, because there's yellows, pinks, purples, greens, blues all across the surface of them, and that's because the crevices, the curves, the angles, the uniqueness of the pearl itself is capturing and playing with that light. The more iridescence or orient that you see within a pearl, the higher the value. I love the fact that these are almost clam shape as well. Can you see that? They have almost got like a clam shape, kind of like, you can imagine a mermaid, can't you, actually having them as the sort of bralette sort of.
Yeah,
you know,
I was just thinking that they're very sort of oceanic, aren't they?
Yeah, mermaid-esque. So stunning, and every single one will be totally different. Like if I bring this one up, look how that's got a lovely little nodule. Look, I love the fact that they are all absolutely individual. They've all got their own personalities, like you and I, and easily some of the biggest pearls that we have within the vault. We had 150, we've got nowhere near that quantity remaining. Again, I'd be inclined to think, oh, if you got the first kit, those black agate bicones with the lapis lazuli and the coral and this, that would be gorgeous. We've got the coral at the bottom of the screen still, £6.95 only. Catherine, Susan, multi-buying, Kent, multi-buying. Hello to you, John and Jane. Hello to you, Surrey. Gillian, you've got yours. Hello to you, Manchester, and Wendy, and Rosie, and Anne. Tons of you with me this morning. What would you do with these, Laura? Because I'm very simple. I'm thinking, oh, just a couple on some shepherd hooks, that would be lovely. Or maybe sort of restrand it in a simple necklace. Should mention before you answer, we've got a little bit of a wait on the phone line. So it is free phone now, of course. So if you're getting an engaged tone, keep dialing through 0800 644 655. But our call centre will be with you within a matter of moments.
Well, you say, oh, you would just keep it simple, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, to keep it simple sometimes is all you need to do, but you could do anything you want with them. You could use them as a feature. I would probably do a pendant and have just sort of something like this, like a wire woven pendant, and have that as the focal, you know, and have something like, if you went for the copper, it'd bring out all those greeny colours, but if you went for silver, it would make it very sea-like, very summery.
Lovely.
But you could go down the road of making creatures with it. You could make lovely little turtles with that.
Oh, that's a really nice idea.
Because of the shape of them, because they've got that depth to them.
They've got curves, haven't they? So almost like a little tortoise shell or something like that.
Yeah, so you could replicate that.
Yeah, I love that idea. Yeah. What a great idea. And I totally agree with you there, Laura, because they are drilled through the centre as well. So people that are thinking, okay, well, what do I do with that actual drill hole? You can do nothing at all if you want.
Yeah, but then use it as your security. Yeah. You know, it enables you to make the piece look like it's floating.
Yeah, absolutely, suspending it within.
Yeah.
Now, we do have some more coins coming up a little bit later on, but they're a little bit smaller, so if you want to actually sort of, you know, have large, small, larger, smaller, larger, smaller. They're not small by any stretch of the imagination, but they are a much smaller coin than these right now. Half the stock is already gone, and we've still got, how many in baskets? About 20 in baskets, and it's changing every second. That's why we're always a little bit vague, just to say the exact amount. Stunning, I love that idea. These, in terms of other gemstones, I'm thinking again the obvious, the abalones and the corals and things like that.
Yeah, but you've got that white neutral background, haven't you? And because you've got the shimmer of colours on it, because you've got the pink and the greens and just that subtle hint of it, you can put anything with it.
Do you know what, Sandra, great minds think alike. Just bought these and they'll go lovely with the abalone. Yeah, totally, because you'll have that chromatic shift. Yeah. If you've ever heard of that saying before, it's actually associated to an ammonite gemstone where the colours migrate around the gem. If I'm using it when it comes to abalone, or I'm using it when it comes to pearls, believe me, it's a high performing iridescence for me to warrant saying that, because it's strictly speaking, it's not a terminology that you would use, I guess, when when it comes to your pearls. It's iridescence or pearlescence that we would use. But you can see that migration, can't you? So totally agree with you there, Sandra. Yeah, it'd be stunning alongside your abalone. Really lovely. Look at that one, which is just standing proud. Just because it's facing the light in front of it, you can really see that gorgeous purples and turquoise.
Can you imagine that with amethyst?
Oh.
And that would really pick up that sort of purpley shimmer.
Imagine this on a bride.
Yeah, be beautiful. And you could just put some little clear quartz in between it.
Yeah.
You know, and again, you can do anything with it. You really could. It's a perfect base for anything.
I totally agree, and of course warrants the interest straight away. Down to the last 66 opportunities, and coming to you at an introductory price of just $9.95. Should have been higher than this, and again, loads of people who are there. The lovely Dion's just joined me. Hello, my pregnant buddy. Yes, are you waddling yet? No. You're wearing heels? There she is, our lovely Dion. What are you wearing heels for? I haven't worn heels for about the past month, I think. Yeah. How's that bump doing? She's good. She's doing good. Stay on those phone lines, folks. There's still about 20, 30 of you with it in your baskets and lots of you choosing to multi-buy. We've been super busy, Dion. Super busy. Now, we're going to move on because we've got much more to bring you. So it doesn't mean that we've sold out. Stay where you are on those phone lines. Now, moving on to gorgeous tubes, but these are big sizes. 8mm. Now, great way of ticking lots of boxes. From your aquamarine blues to your jade greens to your amethyst purples to your almost neon sphene yellows to your coral whites that you've got here to your citrine yellows as well. This lovely tube, which is exceedingly deceptive, meaning that it looks like, well, let's just say there's way more in there than it actually looks. Because obviously, you've got the diameter, which is at least 1.5 centimetres across. So you're going to get multiple gemstones within that tube again. So don't think that this is just like buying one strand. You're actually going to be getting multiple strands. 200 carats in total of your dyed quartz, and the very wearable size of your 8mm. Great for sort of replenishing your stash. I kind of think of these as like bead scoops because I think they have got that positive to it, haven't they? There's a real variation of colours. Will work amazingly with both of the kits, actually, that you've had. And the beauty of this is that you can match it with lots of different gemstones. Chrome diopsine greens, I haven't said that. And you've certainly got ruby reds in there as well. Just an amazing collection. Oh, and of course your pinks. Look, how many have I missed out? Look how many I've missed out of gemstones. You've got blacks in there as well. See that black one there? See, you've got black gemstones, electric blues even. So a real tube full of multiple different tones. Now, Ollie's saying, you know what, it makes me want jelly beans. Oh, it does, doesn't it? In primary school now, apparently, you get jelly bean sweets. Well, you get jelly bean sweets instead of gold stars? Oh, wait, no, hang on a minute. This has just totally changed in terms of conversation now. Hang on a minute. Wait, it's not a way of praising. This is a game in school where you get different types of jelly beans. So 2 might be strawberry or cherry or blackcurrant or that colour, and one of those ones, which is that colour, will be like a dog food flavour.
I have heard that there's meant to be, it's a bit of a sort of Harry Potter thing, isn't there, with all these different random flavours and you just don't know what you're going to get.
Oh no, that's one way to put you off jelly beans. And jelly beans are lush as well, aren't they? You know, at Christmas when you get those big old gigantic tubs of jelly beans. Oh, stop it, I haven't had jelly bean in ages now. Ollie went to one of those sweet shops, you know, like the old school sweet shops. And you bought what, 8 sweets? For £10? Blimey. He said I was waiting for my wife. You were doing the lost husband kind of stroll around, weren't you? Yeah, had your daughter with you, yeah, and he said my niece was there as well, and you were interested in these jelly beans, and then all of a sudden he said I had to buy them. It was a panic buy. Such a man thing, that. Such a man thing. Do you know what? We've gone on to jelly beans from these lovely gemstones. Dion's like, what are you talking about? Sorry, Dion. I tell you what, we were talking about feet earlier on. You're going to have to control me somewhat today. Our Laura was like, mortified. 200 carats of your gorgeous gemstones. Now, in all seriousness, great way of replenishing your stash and a great way of starting your jewellery making journey. They are 8mm plain round, so very wearable. I like the fact that you have got the aquatic the colours in there, the neon colours, even fluorescent kind of tones, right the way to your primary colours. You've even got sort of peachy hues. Absolutely adore it. And don't often see them in the 8mm size, so very, 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 very wearable. Very deceptive as well. That's the one thing. When you get these home, what I would suggest is pour them out straight away, and actually, if you want to colour grade them, you can, unless you're going to go straight into making a piece of jewellery. But it's quite hard to get the gemstones back into the tube because they are so jam-packed. Have you been caught out with that, Laura?
Yeah, it's one of those, I think, plan your project.
Sorry.
Wow.
Dion. Is it because we had the jelly bean conversation? It's a Dion deal. Is this a jelly bean apology deal? Because we were talking about dog food. Baby Blue, mummy. How are you? Yes, that's a really good point, actually. You love blue. Of course you're having a boy. Of course you are. Dion's having a boy, I'm having a girl. Hello, Baby Blue Mummy. How are you, darling? Hope you're all goody good. And hello to all the crew. And you're all doing a great job. Ah, that's a nice message. That's nice. That's obvious that you would be having a blue, isn't it? Having a boy.
I don't know how would you cope if you had a girl, Dion? Like
she just said she just answered your question literally as you asked it. She said even if it was a girl, she'd be wearing blue. She'd be wearing blue. Susan in Gloucestershire, there's a game you can get and you spin the wheel and you win a nice jelly bean or a horrible jelly bean. So, is that the one you're talking about, Ollie? That Susie was saying about that. Well, you did kind of. I think I explained it like that. So you might get a nice cherry or a strawberry, and you might get a dog food flavoured one. And other flavours as well. Oh, I don't like the sound of that game very much.
Yeah, it's not selling it, is it?
No, that could put me off jelly beans. £3.95 only. Needless to say, loads of you on the phone lines. Great for the sort of the summer seasons, you know, great for when the kids are off to get them involved. I know that your kiddies would love these.
Yeah, definitely. And again, because of the colour mix there, you've got both sexes covered, haven't you, really? Yeah. And also, it's good for people, and I mean this in a nice way, for somebody like Mark, who he's very funny with his gemstones. He likes them to be quite uniform, doesn't he? So when you get a bead scoop, obviously you don't know what you're going to get, but with that, you know you're going to get uniformity. All right, the colours will be a bit random, but the size and the shape will be consistent.
Yeah. Do you know what I've just clocked? There's a London blue colour in here. How often do you know it's one of the rarest colours of gemstones? Where you actually, to get that indicolite colour or London blue, that really tealy blue, can you see that? Just clock that. Very, very, very rare. And it is dyed, obviously. This is quartz. But, yeah, great way of actually... for those of you that like to have the universal colours or the universal shapes and sizes and everything, I like this, the randomness of these tubes.
Yeah, but you know you're going to get this... You know your shapes are going to be guaranteed. Yeah. And the size. So you know you're going to have that guaranteed round. And it's good if you do one-off pieces, like rings. Imagine if you did rings.
How would you go about making an 8mm ring, then?
You could make it in seconds.
But could you?
Yeah. Literally, you would just take your 0.8 wire, wrap it around a ring shank, twist your wires, pop the bead on, twist your wires around it.
And stretchy bracelets, dead easy, because you've got a substantial drill hole there. Just restrand them, great for any age, really.
Yeah.
These are really appropriate. My mum came up and saw me the other, on Sunday, we went out to dinner with my mum and dad, and my mum was saying, Elle, because she works in like I think, what do they call them? Something crafters. Crafty, I don't know. Anyway, there's a group basically where they make all different things for charity, and she was like, "Elle, can you get me basically a stash, a beginner stash, so that they can all start making for pieces for charities in the local area?" I think great idea, and this is exactly the type of thing that I'd be looking at, especially at that price point. So absolutely amazing. Well done, Christine, buying 5. Ruth buying 2. Well done, Teresa and Stephen buying 2. London, well done to you. Lucy and Harold, congratulations to you. Now coming up, just to give you a little bit of a heads up, in about 5 minutes time we have got in a star buy your gorgeous solar quartz. Solar quartz, you can actually see how the gemstone has progressed and formed. It's coming your way, and you can understand why it's actually referred to as watermelon colours, because you've got that lovely pink and green coming through. Very popular with all of our guest designers. This is coming up in about 10 minutes time. 10 minutes time, so not long to wait. And last time I actually saw it, I think it was in your kit actually, Laura, wasn't it? Did you have this in a kit?
I didn't know. It might have been Gem.
Maybe it was Gem,
yeah.
Can't remember. Susan Gloucestershire, Eleanor, haven't you ever played being blindfolded and someone feeds you something? Steady on, Susan. You have to guess what it is. No, I haven't. I haven't played that game. I went to a baby shower the other day and we had to do put the dummy on the baby. I had to do that blindfolded. No, I've never done that before.
They do that on Hell's Kitchen, on a US one, and he does a little, one of the challenges is he will get something simple like lettuce or cabbage and blindfold them and make them sort of taste it to see if
Is
they
that
guess what it
Gordon
is.
Ramsay?
Yeah, and they get the most simple carrots and they'll say something random like parsnip or potato. It's quite fun.
Yeah. Oh well. No, I haven't. I haven't tried that. Especially, maybe I should with the jelly beans then. Give it a try with the jelly beans. Now, our Cassie, she's wonderful, isn't she? She's separated all of these beautiful components coming your way in a matrix box. Sorry, Dion then. Yeah, I've got them here. I heard you say it. Our Cassie separated them for you so you can actually see just how much you're actually getting. Now, they come in a storage box like this. Storage box like this with individual containers, but I think these are again very deceptive to the contents that you're actually getting. Maybe if I hold it up like this, almost vertical, you can see just everything that you are getting. Obviously they're falling down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of chain, including, if I hold that down, your ball chain. I'll lay them across the hand. There's your ball chain. There's another type of chain. That's your oval link, twisted oval link. Then you've got another oval link, which is obviously different. Then you've got a Figaro. You see that? And another twisted oval link. How long is the chain? 2 meter? Oh, 1 meter in each. And it's 2 millimeter or 3 by 2 millimeter. So there's, look, 5 meters of chain just there. Again, with all the different sizes. This is brand new, by the way. Never been on your screens previously before. Oh, gosh, we've got 60 chances. I only wish I had a bigger quantity. Sorry, Ollie. Now, we've also got all of these lovely spacers, including your stars. You see that? Your lovely your lovely crescents, your lovely hearts, your lovely flowers. So you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of those. Then you've also got all your different crimps. So you've got spacer beads and crimps. I probably won't pick all of them up just because I'll be there all day. Loads of them. I'll do my very best to show you as I can. These are slightly larger spacers. These are the smaller spacers, which I've just placed on the back of my hand. So great for sort of adding that embellishment to it. There's your crimp covers that you get within. You've got your jump rings as well. So great findings kit, this. I've never seen one like it. Well, obviously it's new, but this has got everything that you need. It's going to last you a long time. Then, sorry, bear with me because, like I say, challenges of actually showing you everything here. Then you've actually got your shepherd hooks. How many pairs of your shepherd hooks have we got? Try and find it. There's just so much on here. Bear with me. I'll read it to you all in a second. That's probably best. So there's your shepherd hooks. Multiple pairs of those. If you're wondering what that the fluff is from, this what we've got everything described. There's 10 pairs. 10 pairs. In total, you've got 490 pieces, you can see on the front here. Your extenders with your ribbon ends. So you've got the large just here. Different one, different chain. Slightly smaller size there. And your toggles. So you've got 2 of each one of those. In total, you've got 10 of your toggles. Let me just hold those out for you. Absolutely beautiful. So I'll read it out for you. You've got 2 lots of your round ball chain, which is, so 2 meters of that, of your round ball chain. 2 meters of your twisted chain, 2 meters of your oval link chain, 1 silver plated, yeah, but it says ×2. 1 meter of your silver plated brass twisted rectangular chain. You're getting 1 lot of your silver plated twisted oval link chain, 10 of your half moon charms, 10 of your star charms, 10 of your flower charms, 10 of your fancy flower charms, 10 of your shepherd hook earrings, 50 of your jump rings, 50 of your crimp covers, 50 of your crimp beads, 250 of your silver plated copper beads, which are 2mm in size, 2 of your ribbon ends, well, 2, 4, 6, 10 in total of your ribbon ends, plus the extender itself. Then you've also got 10 of your toggle clasps. Whew! That is a lot of findings. It's going to keep you going, and of course the storage that it does actually come in. Let's bring you that ball chain back, because we don't see ball chain every single day, do we? And you get in 2 meter lengths of this. 2 meter lengths. Let me just double it over so you can see as much as you can. That's the ball chain, and I'm going to bring in maybe the oval link here as well, or one of the oval links. And your toggles, that's a lot of pieces of jewellery straight away. Brand new, being launched to you today, but we've only got a limited quantity, I'm sure I heard Dion say. Now what we're actually going to do is show you on the tablet, which I've got here in the studio. We didn't actually realise this was included in today's show, so being launched today. So what we're actually going to do is show you, thank you Kerry, a picture of everything that you're getting on our tablet here. But there's loads, 490 pieces in total. Let me just turn that round. 1 second. Yep, got it. Look at how much you're getting. Look at how much you're getting. Needless to say, hugely popular. Needless to say, tons of you on the phone lines. Could this potentially be a sellout? I think so. £27.95. What does that work out at per component? Bearing in mind you've got, what, about 10 metres of chain here. What's that working out at? Hard to work out, to be honest. But great again for 6p each. There we go, Dion's just telling me. Great again for those of you that are starting off or replenishing your stash. Great for those of you that love to create really embellished pieces, high-end pieces, maybe your body chains, this would be fantastic for. Plus you get the added extra of our quality storage case. I love these, and I'm going to open it up actually just because inside these little storage boxes, what you've got are these individual little pots and containers which screw top on to keep all of these components. So Cassie's actually taken all of the components out of these pots to show you in greater detail everything that you are getting home right now. But be on the phone as soon as you can, because again, lots of you getting involved, very, very popular. I can see many of you choosing to multi-buy, and I'd be doing exactly the same. I mean, these are great, aren't they? Our findings kit packs are amazing. They are amazing. And on our ordinary findings pack, you get loads, don't you? You do. What's it, 115 pieces?
Yeah, you get loads.
Something like that. But yeah, we're bringing you almost, well, 490 to be exact, and the storage box. But you're actually getting double quantities in some of the different components.
You're getting components that you don't get in the standard finding kits.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're getting your metal blanks, you're getting your different types of chain, you're getting a really good, you know, a real good sort of starter kit there, or a sort of, like you say, stash builder. But it's got the little hearts, hasn't it?
Yeah, these ones.
For my daughter's birthday last year, she had a pamper party, and I made all of her goodie bags up. I bought like a load of little bags and stuff. And I bought those heart charms and stamped the initial of every child that came. And then we have this like pink vintage paint stuff, and I put that in it so it had that pink sheen to it, and put it on a chain. So, you know, they all had their own little personalised necklace that they could all have for them. Oh,
bless. And all these little ones going away with a nice piece of jewellery.
Yeah.
See, I tell you what, that beats a slice of cake in my eyes. And yet it's probably more affordable than a slice of cake. Marjorie in Lancashire saying, hi girls, Laura, which pliers do you use to cut jump rings when they are...
Are they flush cutters?
Are they flush cutters? And she watches you every day.
Yeah, it's flush cutters, and then you have to kind of cut and then turn the pliers around and then cut again, because what it is the back of the pliers give a nice straight cut, so you're basically creating that almost straight edge then, but you have to keep turning your pliers around like this every time you do the next jump ring.
And these jump rings, I'm just going to just have a little look to answer Marjorie's question in greater detail. These are actually already cut, mine, so you don't have to worry about that with these. These are already cut within this pack, so fabulous. Thank you for that message, by the way. I need to move on because we've got more star buys coming up. Is it time for those wonderful watermelon solar quartz? Fabulous. Don't go anywhere. Very, very busy this morning, I tell you what, but it's all about the colour, hugely popular. You can actually see this gemstone, how actually progressive, and obviously that it is the real deal in all of its rarity. Coming your way as a star buy right now. Welcome everybody, nice to have your company this morning. My name is Eleanor and you're watching Jewellery Maker now. The last time I saw solar quartz was actually in a kit, so I don't know if they've actually been brought to you individually for a while, but they do tend to be sort of big reserved auctions like this. Our guest designers love them, you absolutely love them, I think the world loves them, just because you can see that gemstone actually progress from when it sort of started as maybe a composition of chemicals and elements, and how it actually grew outwards. I think that's absolutely fascinating. We're going to bring the graphics in straight away so that you can respond and be on those phone lines as soon as you can, because it is very, very, very busy. When it comes to quartz, I've said previously, is quite, as a crystal, as the gemstone's crystal structure itself, is quite rough. So, meaning there's lots of wonderful angles and things like that. It's a rough crystal structure, so it can absorb lots of wonderful colours. That's why quartz is probably one of the most varied of the gemstone families. For example, amethyst, citrine, ametrine, and you can also get quartz which is coloured as well, because it will hold on to that colour wonderfully. Imagine it as a fabric, if you like. It's not going to slide off those different fibres. It'll actually hold on to each of those fibres, just as a metaphor, I suppose. And you can actually see that demonstration within solar quartz. Now, everybody will have their own individual favourite, but this is a strand which has got that gorgeous combination of grease and fuchsia pink, which you see in a lovely watermelon. Now, every time, I can remember the first time that Jewellery Maker actually started started selling watermelon quartz actually. And we had a lot smaller sizes than this, and then we had some which were really, really sizable. To be honest, which that size, whilst it's beautiful and very, very rare, many were thinking, I don't know what I would actually do with this. So we've been listening to you, and we've actually started bringing a more universal, more wearable size, but yet still having and still holding on to that gorgeous impact of colour. Do you see what I mean? Where you can see the gemstone actually grows and progresses. I can almost imagine the actual composition of chemicals and elements that were around all of those million years ago, whatever it might be exactly. And you can actually see how this gemstone has grown. The fact that as jewellery makers, these also have got a natural bezel, a natural edge, so quite organic in its shape rather than faceted, again, is a big plus point for jewellery makers because you can anchor onto these. And I'll lean on Laura again in a moment to talk about that. As a wire worker, you've got natural anchor points. You've also got the drill hole, which is at the top rather than through the centre to distort the gemstone, the picture, if you like, that the gemstone's formation is. You wouldn't want to distort that, so the Lapis is very cleverly drilled through the top of these, so they're perfect for suspending. I love to see a solar quartz with light behind it. When you get these home, hold it up to natural daylight and you'll actually see that wonderful glow. The white comes to life. It almost has this internal energy, which is just so incredibly, incredibly powerful. Already we've got people multi-buying, and I'm not surprised by that in the least. Laura, just going back to that sort of natural anchor point that you have with this gemstone, the fact that again you've got the double security, but this is a really universal strand, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I love anything that's got a bit of a quirk, a bit of something different about it, and to me this is what that gemstone is. It's just different. You've got that drill for the top, which means that you can cabochon set it but still use that drill hole as that added security. You know, you can prong set them because they're lovely and flat, so they really take to the prongs really nicely. Yeah, you can do anything you want with them, and they're really good at, like I said, for practice. If you're a little bit not confident to use the cabochon directly, you've got the angles of the stone as well. It's got all the different kind of little shapes and angles to it. They've
all got individual shapes and angles, etc. So stunning, aren't they? And look at them suspended like that. So again, they're seeing more light. I can imagine these sort of in sort of a seaside boutique or something like that, a lovely jewellery establishment. I've seen them actually be commissioned by our wonderful by you in interior design, and they look fantastic. Deborah in Hull, hi to all. Those at JewelleryMaker, these remind me of pansies. Oh, they do. I bought some of these ages ago from you, and they are stunning. They absolutely do, don't they? Do you think pansies are really cheerful, smiley face, haven't they? They've got a lovely smiley face. Yeah, they do look a lot like that. Of course, we're coming into sort of pansy season now, aren't we? Already a substantial quantity of these have gone. It is a brand new launch, so grab them as soon as you can. Ollie was saying, I'm sure these used to be much, much, much higher in price point than what we're about to bring it to you at. Yeah, I totally concur. Wow. I can remember all our solar quartz generally tend to be double figures and then some. I mean, there's 110 carats that you've got here, $6.95 to get a gemstone which has got, you can see is visually Mother Nature's treasures. Going back to what Ollie was saying earlier on, you know, a rough lapis lazuli, which wasn't even faceted, wasn't polished, about this size, for just one, how much did you say it was, Ollie? £4. For just one. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8. I mean, they're pendant size, aren't they? Yeah, you could make a ring out of them. Yeah, you could make a ring, a bracelet cuff out of them. You could do earrings. Yeah, you can do anything. Absolutely. That's working out 87 pence each. And the thing is, going back to what you said about Ollie and seeing that lapis lazuli, you won't go, well, there's a little shop in Bristol that I pop into every now and again because I love to see the crystals. No, I just love to see them in their raw form. And it does give you an idea of what you pay different-wise as well. But you don't ever see that stone. No, you don't. You'll see amethyst, you'll see your rose quartz, you'll see not basic, but like your standard recognised stones. Yeah. But you wouldn't see that. Solar quartz. No. No, absolutely. It's a fascinating. I mean, quartz is so, it does come in so many different variations. You can get. I know that you'll see sort of the quartz slabs. Maybe I know there's a boutique by myself that uses them as coasters. Linda was talking about. Linda Brumwell was saying that one of our guest designers. There's a lovely shop near her that uses these as coasters, but much larger, obviously, and they're hugely considered. I mean, you can pay in excess of £10 for one, but you don't see the solar quartz, do you?
No,
Especially that combination of colour. Tracy in Lancashire, morning ladies, great show. They would make amazing buttons. Oh yeah, now that would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that really would.
Or yeah, take a cardigan and really jazz it up somewhat. What about cufflinks for the gents?
You know, I was thinking that if you had two that was sort of quite similar, you would be able to make a really cool pair of cufflinks. You'd also, like you say, you really can do anything you want with them. Yeah. I love the fact that they've got that split colour. Yeah. And I love the fact that they've got that, when, like you say, when you hold it up to the light, it is like an internal explosion.
It is, isn't it?
It's just like it's exploded within, really.
It is,
and it amazes me.
Do you know, I was going to show you one there, but on the back of what you just said there, Laura, an internal explosion, that's what this one reminds me of. And they'll all be totally different. A lot of the colours, this is that explosion.
I love that. It just looks...
Look, it looks like a flower's been carved into the centre of it, doesn't it? But look how you've got kind of like rubelite pinks and then a chrome diopside at the top, and you've got a lovely split. Ollie was saying, Elle, you've got perfect 50-50 splits, which you pay a premium for with many gemstones. I totally agree, Ollie. Look at this one.
I was thinking back to what you said about ametrine. Yeah. With the split, but the actual split is a higher. It demands a higher price.
It does.
And you've got that there.
Well, it demands a higher price if it's got that real intensity of colour. Yeah. And you've definitely got that intensity of colour here. It's difficult to say. Like Ollie said, pick your favourite, Elle. I'm like, I love them all. It's hard to have a favourite. I think actually I'm drawn to this one just because it's got a really organic shape.
It's almost like a teardrop, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you could really work with that shape as well with the tapering.
Yeah, maybe that would be a pendant. Yeah. But then if we move along to the one next to it, you can see again that sort of bordering on. That's more of a 60-40 split. If I sort of move it along this way again, that's the one I showed you earlier on, which looks like it's got a flower.
Favourite. That's my favourite.
It looks like there's a flower carved inside, doesn't it? Actually etched within. Penelope, Helen, well done. Hannah, you've got yours. Hello to you, John and Janet. Margaret in Middlesex. Susan, lovely to have your company. Gosh, it's busy this morning. You know the phone lines are going to be jam-packed, but they're doing very well. Our wonderful contact centre, all eyes are JewelleryMaker, are on JewelleryMaker right now because we've got a big star buy going on, brand new. Again, I can remember when we launched this initially, it was always in sort of your double figures, wasn't it? Very affordable opportunity there. Get it whilst you can. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Now, oh, this will look fab actually with that solar quartz you just seen. Now we've gone from watermelon to me in my eyes a Braided. Is there a more attractive apple? Genuinely, I mean it. I am one of those that when it comes to your fruit, I buy the attractive fruit. There's something very satisfying about having a really pretty fruit bowl, isn't there? Something very satisfying. Is it just me?
No, my daughter will only eat pink apples.
Really? Only pink ones?
She has to eat red apples, and my son has to eat green, so I have to buy 2 bags of apples for each of them.
Well, you know what? I think a Braided is the most attractive apple, personally. These are like, oh gosh, so incredibly juicy. It is like a Monet painting. See, Ollie, that sounds way better than my apple. It does. It is like a gorgeous Monet painting with lots of textures in there, of course, all done by Mother Nature herself, and of course just influenced to dyes, but very difficult to get this multicoloured effect. It's not as simple as, all right, well, I'll submerge this one in green and that one in yellow, because obviously then you'd get those specific colours. You've got a lovely marbling, texturing effect across each of these rounds, which are 9mm, so an unusual size actually. and a really substantial drill hole going through the centre. You're getting a triple treble, so 3 strands in total. Again, great for those of you that are starting your jewellery maker journey, great for those of you that need to replenish your stash. A very wearable gemstone. Quartz is high on the most scales, so if you wanted to make stretchy bracelets or something that you're going to wear every single day, then quartz is definitely one of the gemstones that we would suggest because of its hardness and durability, but also that gorgeous impact and colour. I'm thinking about maybe picnics in a local park. I'm thinking about summer's day or barbecues. First day of spring, apparently the Met Office is saying. It doesn't say that on my calendar, but there we are. I'm down with that. First day of spring, great colours that you could use throughout the forthcoming seasons, but even then take into your sort of autumn and winter seasons as well. You've got 235 carats in total. On each of those strands, so as you can work out, well, there we go, 700 carats, over 700 carats in total. Would you keep something like this really simple?
No, I would have that as a focal on a pendant. And
just one?
Yeah, you know that pendant that I did for you with the
yes,
with one stone and just layers of weaving around it.
I love that.
That's what I would do with that, because of the fact that I'd have it so the stone could be rotated and you could get that colourway going around it, and I would, and just make it a feature, because I know that you say, oh, it's quartz, but at the end of the day, it's still got an amazing colourway around it. It's still got that interest to it.
I'm the first person to sing quartz's praise, because I think it's a gemstone which is durable and massively underestimated.
It is. I think because you say quartz, it kind of, all of a sudden you kind of think, oh, it's just quartz, but it's not. I mean, if I'd have heard you, I'd have thought that was jasper.
Yeah,
I've got
absolutely.
to be honest, I would have questioned, like, oh, is that jasper? If I was watching at home and just looked up, I'd have thought that was jasper because of that colourway on it.
It's more frequently seen in jasper. I totally agree. But, quartz can come in all these lovely colours and tones as well. $8.95 for 3 strands, over 700 carats. Anne in Manchester, good morning, my lovely. Says, good morning, team. Maybe Ollie should have got a should have a go at presenting. He is very eloquent, isn't he? Thanks, he says. He writes music. You just got one of them. Well, fair. Well, he is eloquent. His music is very eloquent as well. Did you just give me one of those as well, Ollie? He is, yeah. What, are you up with that? Are you down with that? Watch this space. I think it's a good idea. Fabulous idea. And a no-brainer deal. And $8.95 for all 3 strands for a durable gemstone. Absolutely amazing. Now, we've got loads to bring you. Time is a-racing, and we are approaching your next designer inspiration with the wonderful Laura Binding. So don't go anywhere, and she has created tons and tons and tons of pieces of jewellery. Now, coming up, though, after this break, we have got Ethiopian Opal, which is off the chart beautiful. It is limited. You will need to have that urgency, that competitive streak to guarantee yours. So don't go anywhere, because it's up after this.
The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker, Ivy House, Henley Road, Outhill, Studley, B807DU. Get making and good luck.
Rose quartz is just so pretty and feminine, so it's really easy to put it in jewellery. And another one like amethyst, you know, people recognise it, people know it. There's a lot of lovely myths and legends behind it as well. And I think you can put it in bridesmaids jewellery. If you mix it with colours like amazonite, it looks really pretty, really classic. I just think it makes soft, summery jewellery, and I like that about it.
Rose quartz is a gemstone which I love in equal measures, firstly because of its myth and legend, and also because of the way that it looks. The myth and legend of the gemstone, the fact that it's the gemstone of romance, of partnerships, the gemstones of friendships as well. The way that it looks, the quality that you can get from JewelleryMaker is superb. We seem to get that really, really fine balancing act of colour and clarity. We seem to get that mixture just right. It's a fantastic gem, and you can get it in some amazing carat weights as well.
We are live every day from 8 AM to 9 PM. So come and join in and get creating with JewelleryMaker.
Join resident designer Sheila for our Bridal Headwear for Beginners DVD. Sheila will guide you through an array of beautiful bridal designs, including a pearl tiara, the star hair comb, a twisted spiral tiara, and much more. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Absolutely stunning example of this gorgeous gemstone, which unfortunately we need to register that could potentially deplete before tanzanite. I'm not talking about opal, but I'm talking about Ethiopian opal. The main seam, which was discovered only in 2006, is now no longer in production, which is one of the most iconic and dramatic scenes that you could ever imagine a mine to be. It's more like, I don't know, it's more like a huge crevice within the Earth's crust rather than individual shafts. What you're looking at here now isn't just a mountainous range. Those almost vertical cliff fronts are actually where this gemstone is unearthed from. Now you might be thinking, well, how on earth, where on earth are the miners in this? Are they at the bottom? Are they sort of along the base of that? I always say crevice because I do think it is a crevice in the Earth's crust itself. You can imagine this almost being like the Great Wall of China, which you could see from outer space or something like that. Actually, you can zone right in. If you just look to the left of the mountainous range, the left cliff front, just down approximately, well, what would be probably a centimetre on our television screen. Can you see that very definite edge, that wonderful, the definite ridge? There are actually groups of miners, and they work in approximately 5 or 10 even, groups of miners that work in those clusters that are sourcing this very gemstone. Now, I believe it was last year, that's certainly when we found out about it, that this that main seam was no longer in production anymore. Now, thank goodness, they have actually discovered a very, very, very small location just to the west, and they are saying west is best. I know that's something we've heard before, but it's absolutely true when it comes to Ethiopian opal, which is unearthing this gemstone, but in very, very, very small quantities, but it does have exceedingly high quality hydrophane performance. So it's play of colour, but that really lovely liquid beauty that comes along with only Ethiopian opal. So the reality is, whilst we all talk about obvious gemstones that we know are going to deplete in the foreseeable future, tanzanite probably being the most obvious, the reality is we may well have to come to terms with the fact that Ethiopian opal will deplete long, long, long before that. And what a shame that will be. I can't say for certain, obviously, never say never with any gemstone, because something might turn up maybe a little bit to the south or to the east or to the north of that location. However, currently, nothing other than that western location. Now, when it comes to Ethiopian opal, it is famed because it has got a lovely transparency, almost like a semi-transparency, which is unusual when it comes to this gemstone. So you're not just getting the play of colour across the surface, you're actually getting the play of colour right the way into the heart of the gemstone as well. The more of that performance, the more of those spectrum colours that you see, the more valuable that you will actually see the gemstone retail at, especially in the forthcoming seasons, by the way, where the sun's out, where the play of colour seems to be maximised, seems to really go off the chart. That's when you start seeing quality like this in the 4 figures and even 5-figure price tag. And I'm not saying that's what this will be valued at, but I am certainly suggesting that it is one of our most high-end strands. Now, if you're wondering why I'm sheltering it, it actually gives a more accurate view for you at home to what you'll actually see in terms of quality. Here in the studio we've got hundreds of lights. That's so you can see Laura and I basically, rather than the actual gemstone. It doesn't do opal any favours whatsoever, so this is more accurate a description of what you'll get. When we talk about the silica spheres, because it's not a gemstone which has got crystal structure, it's formed out of silica, basically, yes, water, which traps between the host rock, crevices within the host rock, and forms this gorgeously visual gemstone. When they're actually uniformed, when those silica spheres are actually uniformed, then you get less play of colour like this than this. When you've got silica spheres, which is more sporadic, not like ducks in a row, they're kind of dotted all around inside the gemstone, that's when you see this gorgeous performance. As light enters in the gem, it's going to reflect and give you that full spectrum. But the rarest colours are the reds, the oranges, the yellows, the blues, and you've certainly got it here. Now, we've got a limited quantity. There are only 28. Now, and yes, it's going to be more considered. But even if you bought this, got it home, and sold it on, I'm pretty confident that you could get this strand and retail it at an instantaneous profit. Now, I'm not allowed to use that I word, you know the one, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't read into the future, but you know, Dion knows what I'm thinking of. But I can say that this is a sensible purchase, because who knows what will happen in the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. What will you feel like when this gemstone is maybe leaked to the world that's it? Ethiopian opal, no longer in production. What we have is literally what we've got. What do you think is going to happen to that price point? $69.95 only for 25 carats of exceptionally high-end quality Ethiopian opal, with those reds, with those oranges, with those blues and with those greens, and all totally and utterly natural. It's my favoured opal. I actually prefer Ethiopian because of that semi-translucency, because the fact you're not just seeing across the surface of the gemstone, but that you might do with Cuba PD or Australian opal. You get it right down into the heart. Jane, well done. Devon, well done. Hazel, well done. London, you're with me as well. New buyers there. We only have 28, so use that 30-day money-back guarantee. I get that this is more of an investment, but if you watch, and I was doing it yesterday on my day off, if you watch any competitors, and I obviously have to remain nameless, the sheer prices that you were getting, or I was seeing for gemstones, which were, well, some of which weren't even gemstones. They were literally plastics or set within base metals. This is a shining example of what Jewellery Maker is, and a real testament to our buying power. Sarah in Suffolk, Ethiopian opal, solidified feathers from angel wings. Love that. I love that. That's absolutely incredible. And you know, it's one of those gems that even in its smaller size, so maybe the small graduations at the ends of this strand, you'll notice from a great distance, 4mm, one of those top drill pairs from 4mm, you'll see that gorgeous performance of colour. I can remember when I was able to bring whole hours of Ethiopian opal. Those days are becoming very, very, very limited, and I'm guessing that the majority of the jewellery that is being commissioned now will be in gold rather than sterling silver. So maybe use your gold findings with this as an investment piece. Are you feeling the same, Laura, when it comes to Ethiopian opal? Now it's kind of forcing us to make more of an investment decision with the findings and the metals that we use with it?
It's natural for me to want to do that.
Yeah.
That's why I want to put it with sterling silver. I would want to put it with the high-end metals, because you need to warrant it, and then it would justify anything that you do. And you can keep it simple as well. A simple pair of earrings with those topaz hooks that we had at the very, very beginning of the show. Yeah. And imagine what you would be able to get back for that.
Do you know, and I totally agree with what Laura said there, and it is, you know, each to their own. I think sometimes that, and it's only this is my opinion, if you disagree with me, fair enough, but when I look at quality Ethiopian opal like this, I personally think it would actually be a bit disrespectful to the gemstone to not put it with a precious metal just because of the quality. I mean, I know, having seen this gemstone being bought in parcels last year when I was over in Jaipur, I saw Ethiopian opal. I took a picture, actually, if you want to have a look on my presenter's page, Elle Presenter, and I know the price points that we were having to pay. It has massively increased. Once upon a time, Ethiopian opal was in the shadow of Australian opal. Those days have well and truly gone. It may even surpass, I don't know, it may even surpass in terms of how expensive it is in comparison, just because of the rarity. This is Ethiopian opal, I would suggest, is actually rarer than your Australian currently. Wow, well done. Well done to every single one of you. Now, moving on to necklace collars. I certainly have. Lovely Dion. Look at these. Again, these are in retailers right now, selling as is. And what would they be? £15 at least for just one? Now, very Laura binding.
Very Laura binding. Do you want, if you want, I'll give you this pendant for you to see how it would hang on it.
Thank you, lovely. Laura's just bringing over her own pendant. Thank you, Laura. So, I think these work great with your wirework pendants. Yeah. Just because they slot on.
Yeah, and they balance. So, for example, that pendant is obviously quite sizable, but that kind of collar will balance that type of pendant.
Absolutely. And there is kind of like a hook and eye with these as well. There's a gorgeous hook and eye. So you've got that security and that connection. Look at the beauty. Yeah, it really, all the focus is on the pendant, but it takes it to a contemporary edge, doesn't it?
Yeah, it balances it. I have those in all of the colours for that exact reason. Because of the type of pendants I do, I need something that will balance them out.
Absolutely. I'm going to show you that connection actually as well, just because I think it's taken the quality and the luxury, thank you, my darling, to another level. Now you're getting 5 of these. There's 5 in a pack. This is that hook and eye that I was referring to, so you literally pop it in underneath and then pull. So it's kind of like a lock and key, I suppose, and then once it's on the neckline, it isn't going anywhere. There's nothing stopping you using these as bases for your polymer clay or your resins. You can, I've seen these actually wrapped with different threading materials like your Eslon.
You can use your leather for it.
Use your leather for it. You can texture these as well, because they're silver plated brass. There's brass underneath, but the silver plating over the top. You can texture very, very lightly. Straight away, lots of you with us. And again, I see them in retailers. Just one. There's a clothing shop, which I'm not allowed to name right now, but you know, the ones that are on most high streets. There's a clothing shop which is selling jewellery like this, one piece, and it's £15.
Yeah. Yeah, because costume jewellery, which is what you tend to find in these types of shops, has really gone up in price, I've found. It used to be sort of quite cheap, but now I think that they're all catching on, and it's all, you know, for plastic and sort of glass gemstones a lot higher price.
Oh, I tell you what, Sarah, I love this idea. Can you imagine a tree of life?
Wow.
Within this?
Yeah.
I think that's a great
That would be
idea.
amazing.
Wouldn't it?
And so it would obviously perfectly complement the kit that's coming up.
Perfectly complement the kit. Yeah, that's stunning, Laura. I love that bracelet. But yeah, maybe in your home decor, so you could have this in the window at home.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my lovely little studio, so that would be lovely up in my window. Oh, I'm going to do that.
I like that idea, Sarah. Yeah, you should do that.
I will do it, and then I'll put a picture on Facebook.
Yeah, definitely. I like that idea. Can we have lots of big tree of lives? In these collars and using them in your home decor.
Kind of like a sun catcher, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Or a sun catcher, dream catcher, anyway, either or. A forest of life, Ollie is saying, yeah. Never mind tree of life, a forest of life, and you've got 5 of them here. How much would they retail for? And I bet you they would be hot sellers at any craft fair. £6.95 only. Gosh, that's £1 something each, isn't it? So we're talking about pennies, really, for a stunning piece of jewellery as is. You could wear it on its own, couldn't you?
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of people do, you know. But like you say, you could probably use the hole punch and then make little extra chain layers and really sort of jazz
layer it up.
Yeah,
great idea. They always remind me of sort of Maasai tribes and things like that, because you know you see the big collarettes which kind of start from this lovely shape and then often sort of fan out. So they always remind me of some Maasai tribes. Donna in Bristol saying, "Yay! Finally got mine. Always miss these. So spending my birthday money from yesterday on them. I've got 2 lots. Why not? Happy birthday, Donna! Happy birthday! Oops! Happy birthday for yesterday. I hope you had a wonderful day. And how better?
It was a leap year yesterday.
Oh,
You're a leap baby, a leap year baby. Oh, what?
You're a leapling.
That's so cool.
So have you,
cool.
Donna, have you only celebrated your birthday officially a few times? So how old are you really? Are you like 4?
Yeah. So one of my friends celebrated her 9th birthday. But obviously she's not 9.
Do you know what I was thinking? Because I was watching this on the news the other day. Does it get confusing when you actually start filling out forms and things? What's your date of birth? And does it get... And when you start entering your dates into, you know, onto computer systems and things like that, it must get ever so confusing.
Yeah. There was a lady apparently yesterday who had a baby on leap day, and she was a leapling as well.
Isn't that lovely? Leapling.
It's really cool.
Leapling. Sherry in London is saying make it into a gemstone dream catcher. Yeah, great idea. Great. I think that would be fabulous. I want to see lots and lots and lots of dream catchers. And again, £1.30 something per necklace or per dream catcher. Deb Briggs, hello to you. Put some wire writing in the middle and wear it around your neck like a rapper does. Yes! I love that idea.
You need to get Claire to do that for you. That would be awesome. You'd rock it as well.
Yeah, I can borrow one of Tom's baseball caps.
You were saying you like your statement jewellery.
I do like statement jewellery. I'm not quite.
No, not quite there.
I'll give anything a go, Deb. Anything for you, my lovely. No problem whatsoever. Yeah. Donna, I was 11. That's amazing. Does it get really complicated, though, when you're entering things on... You'll know what I mean, you know, enter your date of birth. Because it's not going to show up as 29th, is it? Or does it? I don't know.
I don't know. It must do. I don't know.
I guess... And they're like, how old are you? I'm 11. Like, when you... Yeah, it must get ever so confusing. I bet you people do, like, when you got ID'd, you know, at bars and things like that. How old are you? 11. No, really, I am 11.
I'd have to have a party every 4 years on my actual birthday. I'd have to have a massive party just to celebrate.
Yeah,
it
being a leapling
on your birthday.
Or Donna, do you celebrate it officially every year as well?
Well, yeah.
You'd have to, wouldn't you? Otherwise, you'd be missing out, Donna. But I like the fact I'd definitely be saying that I was 11. Definitely be sticking to that as well. £6.95 only. Well done. I think these are going to be fantastic dream catchers, or maybe for the baby.
Yeah,
for the baby. Mobiles would be lovely, wouldn't they? We could have a pink and a blue one, couldn't we? One pink one, one blue one.
You have to try and get a guest designer to do that for you.
Yes.
Before you leave. We could do a collaboration, couldn't we?
We can do a collaboration, yeah, absolutely. Now, we've got, coming up at the top of the hour, When have you ever heard of braided labradorite? Our head office over in India, in Jaipur, has the quality is so good. They've said we've got to put a grading on it so that our jewellery makers, hopefully makes it obvious then for you just the sheer quality. When have you ever seen AAA graded labradorite? And I know grading tends to go alongside your tanzanite. We've just implemented it with this gemstone because of the exceptional quality. We've also got the relaunch of your travel case, which is coming up. When we first had it, it was in plain black. These are in your, obviously in the JM branding. This is coming up in the next hour, so oopsie, not long to wait for that. So relaunch. How many have we got of these? 500. I don't think 500 will be available come the end of the auction. So please do stay tuned for that. One sold right here in the room.
If I can get, I might have to run out in the break.
You might have to run out in the break to get hold of that. And so much more. Now, is it time for the kit? Such wonderful colours. I love this colour palette. And guess what? 4 spools of wire. Now, Dion, earlier on, we brought a kit in the last kit and it had similar components to this and it all but sold out. Can you just give me an indication of how much and how many? Oh, you're not telling me? Okay. We've got 112. And we'll have to see. But of course, it'll be a Dion deal. Now, I'm going to show you the first 3 lots of wire, and then I'm going to show you another wire addition to this kit. Now, it is a lovely coppered, antique bronze copper wire. You've got your 0.25mm gauge here and 100 meters of it, so it's perfect for fine weaving. Again, you'll see that used within Laura's demonstration. Then you've actually got 10 meters of your 1mm gauge wire, so great for your structure. Again, you'll see Laura using that as well. Then you've got 10 meters of your 0.6, again, very versatile gauge of wire that you can use for multiple different things. And then just to mix it up somewhat, we've got some of our beautiful flat wire. Look at this. Now, in total, you've actually got a metre, and it's the 3mm diameter, so perfect your bezels, your frames as well. Yeah. Laura's actually used this for frames and then anchored onto it. So again, 4 spools of wire. The first kit was pretty much a sellout, and I think this is going to be exactly the same. And of course, beautiful genuine gemstones coming along with that as well. So you've got 100 meters of your 0.25, just to recap. You've got 10 meters of your 1mm, and you've got 10 meters rather of your 6mm, and you've got a metre of your flat wire, which goes such a long way. Beautiful performance of light and lustre across the surface. But let's bring your gorgeous gemstones as well, shall we? Because look at all these. Is this onyx? I love onyx.
It's got that shade you can't not know it's onyx by.
This is one of my favourite kits that I've seen in a long time. I love it. I love the combination. You've got rose quartz, onyx, and gorgeous amazonite. Look. Isn't that amazing? The glow that you get from onyx is just absolutely incredible. It's a semi-translucent gem which kind of holds onto the light internally. It's kind of like it's got a life, which I love. Team that with amazonite because there's a similar tone, I suppose, of green. And then that baby pink of your gorgeous rose quartz and graduated and faceted rondelles. I love this kit. I think it's so incredibly elegant, and just the one dotted here and there of those lovely delicate blossom pinks. This reminds me of a blossom tree, actually, the piece that you've actually created, because there's one near my house which they only flower for a short period, but yet they're one of the most beautiful beautiful specimens, aren't they? Deborah in Pennsylvania. Ooh, Laura, I love that heart tree of life pendant. Gorgeous. It is gorgeous, isn't it? Really nice. And you're getting so much more. Your green onyx and your amazonite and all of this lovely wire. Liz and Kent, so pretty. It's making my fingers itch with inspiration. Such lovely designs, Laura. Really enjoying the show today. Oh, thank you, Liz. And absolutely, Laura, I totally agree. I love these colours. And what I adore is that it's completely different to the first designer inspiration.
Yeah, it's completely different. But that being said, the wire that you get in the first design inspiration could lend itself ideally to this as well, because it was all the copper.
Oh, sorry, Laura. That's amazing. That's amazing. That bracelet is so pretty. This is my favourite piece. I've not seen it.
That was my last piece. That was my, like, right, I need to get a bracelet in because I've done lots of pendants and I wanted to get a bracelet in.
Love it. It kind of looks like you've got flowers around it as well. Sarah in Suffolk, oops, sorry, I didn't realise you'd done a Tree of Life stuff. As always, stunning. Oh, no need to apologise, Sarah.
Thank you.
Not at all. Great minds think alike, as they say. Already lots of you on the phone lines. Donna in Bristol saying, Laura, your designs are just breathtaking. I've started making Tree of Life jewellery, and you have given me some much needed inspiration. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to know that people can be inspired and then go ahead and make their own designs. It's nice to know that. And sometimes you need that variation just to sort of shake it up a little bit.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we've all, I mean, writers get it, don't they? Writer's block and things like that. Block. Yeah, mojo block, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so and that's the beauty of JewelleryMaker, is that nobody copyrights or patents their designs. No. Really, it's something universal. Wow. You have done it again, Laura. Stunning. And that's from lovely Wendy.
Oh, thank you.
Just beautiful. This kit is amazing. I love those colours. We've got another one, Tanya in West Midlands. Wow, Laura, amazing. I have made a Tree of Life pendant. Need ideas for the necklace as I'm a bit stuck. Well, here we go. I adore this. The pink in a Tree of Life. It's like a blossom, isn't it? Yeah. Have you seen a blossom tree? So pretty. So pretty. There's one on our road, and every time I drive past it, when it does actually bloom, I'm like, oh, look at it. Yeah. It's amazing.
It is. It's just got that lovely, it just makes you think of nature, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And look what Laura's done there.
Just to clarify, that's not my baby scan, that's yours.
Yes.
Before any rumours start.
That's little baby Elle.
Yeah. Because you can't even say baby B because we're both Bs, but yeah.
You can't say B because that will cause confusion between Laura and I. Yeah, that's little baby Elle right there. Oh my goodness, that photo holder. Might be pinching that idea. Yeah, what a great idea. Great. I think you're going to demonstrate that as well. So fantastic. Your apple blossom, so beautiful, and again really works with those coppery tones. Love the fact that you have got the flat wire because it does work as literally a bezel. Already Sharon, Janet, Anne, Lorraine, Claire, Jane, Chris, Anne-Marie, Deborah, Sharon, Marilyn, Helen, Karen, Rosemary, Irina, Kathy, loads of you already on those phone lines. I'm not surprised. $29.95. No. $24.95 for your amazonite, for your green onyx, for your rose quartz, which is just some of the best that I've seen. It's got a lovely semi-translucency. It's not cloudy. You've got the perfect amount of baby pinks. And all of that wire, including, just to recap, 100 metres of your 0.25, 10 metres of your 0.6, 10 metres of your 1 mil, and a metre of your flat wire also. Now, I can't wait to get over there. I'll take my tablet with me just because so many of you are on those phone lines. There we go. Now, we're going to text message as I walk. Miss Janet in East Sussex. I love Tree of Life designs. Mum made a big one for her wall. Great show, gang. Oh, bless. Oh, gosh, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, lovely as a sort of feature, isn't it? Like a wall art.
Mary and Kent, Laura, you are amazing. You've got me so into fireworks, can't stop making. Thank you for inspiring me. Do you mean wire work? I think you do. I think you mean wire work. Yeah. Or fireworks.
I was thinking, I don't know if I've done fireworks. Yeah.
No, we know what you mean, my lovely.
Yeah.
We know
Oh,
what you
thank
mean.
you. I'm glad you like
so
them.
beautiful, and I have to get up close and personal with that bracelet. That's amazing, Laura. It has got that Japanese style, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was just something a bit different. You know, I mean, I've been very indulgent with this as well. I mean, I've used basically the green onyx with that heart decoration, but I kept putting it with it and thinking, oh, I can't put that. And I was like, no, I would. I love it together, the contrast
Oh,
of
I do
colours.
as well. The Amazonite and the green onyx goes perfectly. Doesn't it? Really beautifully. And I must admit, I'm adoring that little photograph holder as well.
If I can get it over in a minute and we can show it properly, because you can't see from there properly.
Sorry, shall I grab it? Show you? There we go.
Because obviously it's a little heart underneath as well.
Yeah.
So you can see that's what holds the picture. And then we've got a little bit of writing just to say mum. So it's a little heart.
Where does it say mum?
Just on the side by your finger.
Oh, look! For Mother's Day!
Yeah, because my brief was Mother's Day, Tree of Lives. So that's kind of where we were going with this. That's why we've got the hearts. That's where I was going with all of this.
Oh, that's adorable.
So that's why I thought it was just make a little bit different.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? And of course, you can put your own little picture in there. You've just borrowed one of mine.
Yeah, just like...
Oh, it's my first Mother's Day.
Yeah,
oh, so beautiful, that. And again, you can do them all different colours.
Yeah, you could do whatever you want. I mean, for me, I love that classic combination of the green and the antique bronze, because it is nature, isn't it?
Yeah, so lovely. And then you've got the swirls there where you can actually see the tree.
Yeah, initially it was going to have branches and stuff, and I tried it and I just didn't like it. So it's nice to sort of play about with these designs. If you don't like it, you just cut the wire. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. That's adorable. Okay, I can't wait to learn how to make this.
Cool. So what I'm going to do...
Turn that round again so you can see the mum bit. That's lovely, isn't it? You can personalise it. And if you wanted to think, you know, okay, well, this is something I'm going to make all year round, because it doesn't have to be for Mother's Day. You can... you
put sister, you could put
anything.
A name of your child or something.
Yeah.
If I was going to do this one for you, we could put baby B, and then have the picture of like the scan when the baby's born, its very first picture. And it's nice if you go into, you know, if you're working in an office, just to have it on your desk as a little keepsake. Or you could do it on a bigger scale as well.
I love that. I want to make one for Tom. So he can have a picture of his of the scan on his desk as well. Love it. £24.95. Loads of you getting involved. Must say, I love the photo and holder too. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Yeah, I do too. I do.
She is a cutie.
She is a cutie. She's got a full-on pout as well on a button nose.
Aww.
Had a close-up of her nose and her mouth the other day, and yeah, she's got a full-on pout, which is adorable.
That's like a little baby face, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, how do we do it?
Okay, so what I'm going to do is take the flat wire, and again, you know, you could even stamp into this. So rather than wire writing,
that's a really good point.
You could stamp the names into the side, or the symbols, or date, or something like that.
If you're not confident with your wire writing.
Yeah, or if you just want something a bit subtle. So like if you put, when she arrives, you could put her first picture in it and have it stamped the date that she arrived.
Yeah, date of birth.
So,
lovely.
you know, something cute like that anyway. So you could really sort of do whatever you want with this. So what I want to do is cut a length. Now again, it's probably about
8 inches maybe?
Yeah, about a ruler's length really. Because I want this to be quite a large base.
Yeah.
So obviously you do this depending on how large you want that base to be. So what I'm going to do, get myself in the right mess today.
That's all right.
I'm not in my most organised mood, am I? I'm never organised, am I? Let's be fair. There'll be no feet here. You'll be happy to know.
Okay. I promise. no reference of feet.
No feet reference.
Don't start me off then.
It's a heart. I dread to think what you could do with that. Right, so you're just going to find the centre and form a nice little sharp bend, okay? So just using my flat nose pliers, just keeping that nice shape.
Lovely.
Okay, so you get that angle. Now, what I'm going to do is I've just got a solid perfume little pot, okay? It's just a little
You
solid.
could probably use like a little tea light or
yeah, I was
something
going
like
to say,
that.
you can buy the tea light candles that come in the plastic pots. So not the ones in the tin ones because that's going to buckle. But the ones in the plastic, they're brilliant. I just couldn't find mine.
I know which ones you mean.
But you can then use this to sort of get that shape if you want to, or if you wanted to do the round ones, these are really good for getting that round shape.
Got a question. Andrew's saying, could you use round wire if you've not got flat wire?
Yeah, you could. If you've got a thicker gauge of round wire, then you could hammer it flat.
Okay.
But yeah, you should be able to. And what I might do if I was using round wire is maybe bind or coil a couple so you get that depth.
So you'd stack it up
Yeah,
somewhat.
it's just to give stability because this sits so nicely. That's all it is. I mean, that's very lightweight so it can hold it. Okay, now for the shoulders, what I'm going to do is actually use my pliers. Now I've got this particular pair, but you know we could use anything that you wanted. We've got the ring mandrel, anything round.
The forming pliers as well. Can we just show those? Those ones there? Yeah, there we go.
So these are the ones, because a lot of the time people see these and they don't really know what to do with them. They're a little bit like, well, I'm not quite sure. But these are ideal if you want to do tree of life rings or earrings, because again, you get that consistency.
Of shape.
Yeah, and it's not too large a size.
Lovely.
So I'm just going to take the largest one and I'm just going to sort of gently go into the end, and roll it. Now this might be a bit too long. What I'm doing is just gently rolling it to get that heart shape.
Yeah. Oh, you're full circle as well. You've gone all the way around.
Yeah. If I lay that down so you can see.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is going to blend in anyway, and it's not being worn, so it's not an issue of I'm going to get sharp edges. It's not going to be worn, and that's going to be.
It's the base, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the base, and it's going to be hidden by the gemstones. There's no glue, by the way. I've not glued any of this. It's been completely wired in, which is what I'm about to show you. Okay. So that might be a bit long, and if it's a bit long, then just trim it. Obviously, it's best to not sort of have to keep trimming it because you don't want to waste your flat wire because you know you don't get as much of that.
No, you've got a metre in this kit, so yeah, keep hold of it. It is useful, even in the smaller sort of little offcuts.
So I'm just getting that sort of shape, okay, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now I know I've cut a little bit of this one off, so what I'm going to do, a little tip, if you do ever have to cut the wire off, before you do the other side, measure the offcut, and then cut.
Ah, so you can have matching offsets.
So but you know that will form the same
also
size
be the
circle.
same. Yes.
So if you're ever trying to do something where you need it to be mirrored sides, but you've trimmed one side, keep that offcut, cut it before you start. Okay.
Top tip. See, I wouldn't think of that.
I have them every now and again.
I wouldn't think of that. Genius.
So again, I'm just forming this round. Okay. Just to get that heart shape. Okay. You take a bit more time than me, but you can play about with it, and there's your sort of shape.
Eloise is saying, morning ladies and team, just tuned in, great show. Eleanor, is that your little girl in the photo? Very cute. Yes, it is. Thank you, Ellie, in lovely Essex. Yes, it's the little one. You asked earlier, didn't you? Said, can I borrow your scan photo?
Because it's all about Mother's Day, and so for me, you can't get more about Mother's Day than
that,
can you?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so
that's lovely as it is, isn't it?
You know, it's so hard to sometimes not keep it as simple as you can. That would be lovely, just with 2 lengths of chain either side.
Yeah,
so,
as a piece of jewellery, or as we were saying earlier, as a dream catcher or something like that.
This is the same technique for making the Tree of Life heart as well. But what I did with the pendant was I just rolled the edges because obviously it's going to be it's worn. So I rolled the edges up so there would be no. You could turn it over.
So if I just do that for a second, you can actually see that it's the flat wire.
Yeah, and if you turn it over, you'll see the back of it as well. So you see I've just turned them over. Now, what's really good about using the flat wire with this is all of that tree's been done at the front. So the back is just going to sit, the back's going to sit flat against the skin, but it's not going, you're not going to have any contact with that tree, so there's no risk of it sort of getting sort of misshaped or anything.
Yeah.
Right, so basically I've got that. So now that's my frame. So now what I want to do is just move that to one side and get my 1mm wire. And this is what I'm going to use to make the actual holder part itself, okay?
The part that stands proud?
Yeah, the one that stands. So again, I'm going to probably take about 1/4 metre. And what I want to do is a spiral base for it to stand on. But I want also to have the wire coming out the centre of the spiral for that balance. Because if I just did a spiral and then went up with the wire, it's not going to be balanced.
No, I know.
So I need the spiral.
I think the challenge is keeping it vertical now, isn't it?
And to get it in the centre.
Christina's saying, love the photo holder idea. We'll copy for birth of 9th grandchild. Oh, wow, wonderful.
Congratulations.
We'll be using the birthstone for May. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a lovely idea,
and
isn't
it's
it?
emerald as well, isn't it? So you're going to get that lovely contrast, that earthy
fabulous.
colour.
You could do these for per month, couldn't you?
Yeah. You could, and you know, if you knew you were having a girl, you could stitch a little pink stone just in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the little rose quartz.
If you know what month
If you know,
they're hopefully going to be born, hopefully, like I said. Dion, when are you due? Last day of April. She's lucky.
See, I've had this conversation
She's
with
closer than me.
was-
Right, okay, so you're up against it then with the birthstones.
Yeah, mine was due in March. Jackson was due in March, and he was on the 1st of April.
Oh, right, so you both got diamond babies.
Yes.
Mind you, mine's not much better, as in price point we're talking now, as in ruby.
Yeah.
But we work here at JewelleryMaker, so we can get them affordably.
It does make a difference.
The challenge isn't so scary.
So what I'm going to do is go probably about 5-6 inches along the wire, and I'm just going to form a sort of a little loop. And now it's not a closed loop, so you can see there it's opened. All right. Now what I want to do is take my flat nose pliers and fold the longer length up. This will become the holder. I know you can't see how I move my hand now, but that's going to become the holder, and this will become the spiral.
Yeah.
Okay. So now again, that loop, what I'm going to do is just use my hands and gently form it around. Now you can use your hands or your pliers, whichever's easier.
Yeah, some people prefer to use their fingers, some people prefer to use the actual tool itself.
And then just going around into like a spiral, so you can see it's like a little snail shell. Okay.
I think this is your most popular design. Deborah's saying, I like the photo holder idea, but for little signs for my craft fair booth, that's a great idea. Prices?
Business card holders.
Business card holders.
Anything like that, because you can make the depth of the holder bit any depth you like.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to keep going around like this. And then you just want to get rid of that end again nicely. So I'm just going to go in an opposite direction and just create another little swirl. Doesn't really matter because this will disappear. Okay, so it's just like a big spiral link really, but see how that is coming out the centre, which gives it some stability. That's then going to sit in there.
Lovely. I'm just thinking straight away, these would be great as place names as well.
Yeah, favours, wedding favours.
Wedding favours.
So
gosh, I've got a lot of expense coming.
You have. Right, so I know it's not side, but so you find a way that it sits nicely. So I move my. There you go.
Yeah.
So you can see that that's now quite central, but that fits nicely in that gap.
Does.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is just form the heart part of this section so that this part will be complete.
So that's where you're actually putting your card or your photo, whichever it might be, that bit there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's two, so there's one at the front and
one at the front.
back.
If I just turn this around, and we've had to wedge a bit of paper in the back.
Because it is just a little photocopy of the picture.
Just so it stands, you can see there's two of those, so they actually, there we go. Can you see that? There we are, lovely. Lovely.
Okay.
Another idea for Laura binding DVD. Great idea.
It's funny when you sometimes have these little quirky things of, oh, I want to do something different, and it's fun. Right, so I'm going to just go up whatever height. Now, bear in mind the size of your base. Obviously, you don't want a massively high holder if you're only going to do a relatively small base.
Unless you want it to do that.
Yeah, you just want it to be in proportion.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go up probably again a couple of inches and just fold that wire. Okay. And again, I'm going to just take I've got several bell making pliers, and I'm just, because I want to create that that front heart. So just to form the shoulders, move that out of the way. Okay, that's one side. Pliers in to get that sharp bend.
Do what's all the rage at the moment right now is those really sort of organic, homely hearts are really popular at the moment, like wooden hearts and things like that.
Sort of.
But the organic shapes, do you know what I mean? Where it's not a bit more rustic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are popular right now, aren't they?
They are.
Seeing them in a lot of gift shops.
Yeah. Now I've made this a tiny bit short. So I probably should have gone a bit lower down, but it's just for demo anyway. So I've got that there and I've wrapped it. So I've done the heart, and I've wrapped it. Now what I would do, just so it looks pretty, is just swirl this wire here just to distract it a little bit, and then bring it back to the back. And then mine isn't quite long enough, but I would do a slightly larger heart with that wire. So make sure you've got, make sure you've got enough wire. I mean, you've got 10 meters of it, so you've got more than enough.
Yeah.
I've just misjudged it slightly, but then my original one isn't quite so tall. So you would then just reform that heart and just finish the wire off here.
Okay. What about these lovely embellishments?
Well, I'm going to show you that now. So there's that there. Now what you want to do is piece it all together. So you've got your holder section done. So what you then need is your 0.6, and you do use quite a lot of the 0.6 wire. There you are. And what you do is you stitch and secure the base, the spiral into the base.
Okay.
So you actually weave and attach it by weaving it to the base. And as you go, so I'll only do one or two quickly, and then I'll show you how you get that frame decoration. So to fill the actual base in, I've gone around the outside of the frame, say 1, 2, and then take this, add a stone, and then go around that one there, okay, and then back and add a stone. So,
okay, so it's a gradual progression with the gemstones.
Yeah, you do have to fill it in. So you add a stone. So can you see? And then what that's doing is securing that spiral to the frame and giving that stability, but filling it up with gemstones. So you do that, and then don't worry if you haven't filled your sort of base in with gemstones, because we will use the excess wires in a minute.
You've got the 0.25 as well, haven't you, wire, which is great for weaving.
I didn't use it
here.
because I wanted strength.
Yeah.
That was the only reason. So I'll cut 6 mini versions, but basically you want 6 lengths of your 0.6 wire, and again probably go for about just under a metre, about 3/4 of a metre. I'm obviously doing shorter versions. And what you do is...
I can see where you're doing now. You're getting that lovely twisted shape.
Yeah.
Sharon in Essex will be using this idea for the table decorations for my mum and dad's golden wedding anniversary. Oh, how wonderful. I think it look lovely on the table, won't it? And of course, handmade.
Yeah.
Handmade, and you can personalise them to the names as well, so they would actually act as...
placemats. Yeah, placing favours. They could take them home and remember your wedding. You could stamp the date.
Or anniversary.
Sorry. Yes, because I was thinking of your wedding. You could stamp in the date of it as well. Right, okay, so I'm just loosely securing this. Now this would have been secured properly. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the excess wires that I've got here is I'm just going to wrap them around that stalk of the holder part itself, and then you just sort of gently
keep going and
go around.
Helen in Nottinghamshire is saying these would be a fab for a wedding reception table. For the table numbers, absolutely great idea there. Already have a heart theme and just write love instead of mum.
Yeah, exactly. With the mum part, you use the tails and secure it to the thing, and then to the frame. That's what you do. So that's 1/2 of the wires have gone up to the frame to sort of create that tree effect. So I'm going to put it down like that, you see.
Yeah.
Okay, and then with these wires that are left down here, you fill the rest of the base in.
Yeah, okay.
So any gaps, so that, and then what you'll do...
they become the roots.
Yeah, but what they're also going to do is cover this connection, cover everything. So you use these wires to stitch all of them in and and really fill that up and really make it gem heavy. So if you show that one, again, you can see it's really filled right in with those gemstones. And I've used those. And then with these wires, can you see how it covers everything?
Yeah.
And then these wires here are what I just use. Some you can wrap, so don't feel pressured that, you know, for example, I've got 2, 4, 6 here. So don't feel, oh goodness, I've got to do 6 spirals. Don't be afraid to sort of just wrap a few and then spiral with the rest.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise you can get a little bit what I call wire panicking and over spiral and it off balances.
Yeah, fair enough. But you don't want to tilt it forward, do you?
Because
you're going to have actually have that gravity. Anne in Aberdeenshire's saying the photo holder with a matching big heart coaster would be a fab gift. Yeah. Gorgeous, Laura. I totally agree.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
it really would be a lovely gift.
You can really go, yeah, and like you say, you could just make this frame and just fill it up with gemstones and just stitch them on the side. But as you're doing it, you stitch the 2 shoulders of the heart together as well.
I best get making then, hadn't I, for all the different occasions, for all of the wedding numbers that you've now inspired me with, and all of the place names that I'm going to need now. And I'm sure I'm not going to be the only person watching now who's going to be nicking that idea. Patricia in Belfast is saying, going to make this using a bangle as a base. Yes.
You can do whatever you want. It's just nice to play about and take a variation on a theme, really.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely adore that idea. Patricia, thank you for your message. We've got another message from Tanya in West Midlands. Ooh, ideas for the nannies. I have January and December babies. My youngest should have been a November baby, but she was 13 days late. Love this. Well, fashionably late, you know. Yeah. I'm sure you probably didn't think that at the time. I've got one of my best friends is expecting any time now, and she's had enough.
Yeah,
she's at that point. She's like, I want to have this baby.
At least it was December and you were warm. You weren't boiling hot.
Which is what I'm going to be. Dion, you might be all right in April. Might be all right. Pardon? You want baby to come in May?
She wants emerald.
No. Oh, your son's in April, baby.
Yeah.
No hot curries then or anything like that.
No pineapple.
Tracy is saying, hi, lovely ladies. Wow. Laura, your designs are amazingly stunning. So inspirational. Keep up the good work. And that's from Tracy. Wonderful. Yeah, truly is really inspiring. I don't think we've ever done these before, have we?
I certainly haven't done something like this. No.
I think they're a great idea. And I know all the focus is on the photo frame right now, but again, it's the same concept.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. You know, you're just filling in the frame, and it's great because it protects in a way the tree because obviously it's got that depth to it.
Lovely. I want to see all those pictures being sent in because already loads of you have said that you're going to do it. Make sure you send us.
Yeah, and let me know as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Send the pictures in because we love to see them as well, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, bless. Yeah, and it's a huge compliment to you as well. Well, thank you, Laura. As always, you're amazing. Now we've got massive star buys coming your way. Lots to bring you. Brand new relaunches, back in stock opportunities. Don't forget, for the first time ever, we've got AAA graded labradorite as well, which again, to my knowledge, we've never graded that gemstone. So that speaks volumes for the quality. Our team in Jaipur have felt inclined to send this with big AAA, so that's coming your way, but so much more as well after this, including, are we doing it now? Okay, hold on to your hats because it's coming up after this. Oh, I tell you what, I don't run as quickly as I used to. So I scurry across the studio. Right, you know what I said about the relaunch? It's coming now. It's happening now. Laura, if you've got anyone watching right now, now's the time to send the message.
So basically, any other guest designers, Fleur, are you in?
Any of the guest designers that are watching right now, Laura wants one of these. Now, here at JewelleryMaker, when we launch products, especially things like this, which are very much JM branded, do you know it's a real, I think, a real testament to Paula Bennett, who obviously started JewelleryMaker, to you guys, that we are so proud to be the JewelleryMaker family, you know, and we are a family, aren't we? Well, I certainly regard us so. I think we're very interactive, more so than any other channel that I know of. Very interactive on social media, text messages coming into the studio. I have conversations with people on the phone sometimes. I get emails, and I know our guest designers do as well. You come here to the studios, which was always fantastic as well. I don't know a single other company quite like JewelleryMaker, which is obviously what was the attraction with the media. Anyway, don't want to digress too much, but it's lovely that we're all so proud to be associated with JewelleryMaker, because it's not just a brand, which, all right, yes it is, but it means more than that, and it certainly does to me anyway. So whenever we actually commission products which are obviously functional and very useful and actually have a purpose, but the fact that they have the branding always makes it a big hit. I saw the launch of the big bags, the big carrier bags. Laura's got one just there, and she used to come in with boxes and all different bags and things like that. You've got it all sorted now, haven't you? So invaluable. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely invaluable. Now this is back in stock. However, we've zhuzhed it up somewhat because we've actually brought it to you in the JM branding. Now this is white cleanable, which the other one wasn't.
No.
It was a fabric, wasn't it?
I've got the other one.
This is actually white cleanable, so it's kind of got a plastic. Then straight away, you can see, great for individual projects, great for transporting, great for... I'd personally be getting multiples of these as well. Anna's just messaging saying, yes, got mine, not waiting for the price, so wanted this. You won't be alone. In fact, let me just pop my tablet just by there so I can try and keep up to date with this. Oh, hang on. As Ben, sorry my lovely, my arm's not long enough. Sorry my lovely. Because we've got 500. You might think 500 is a massive quantity. We're just waiting before we bring the price tag in for the call centre to say that they're all systems go and ready. We're waiting for... But the web's already going, isn't it, and everything. You can buy them now, but obviously we want all eyes on this star buy opportunity. Sarah in Suffolk, shall I grab one for you, Laura? Back on a course on the 21st.
Yeah, please, if you could.
Yes, please, Sarah.
I want one.
There we go. There we go. Thank you very much. That's really kind, isn't it? See, go back to what I was saying at the beginning. What other company do you know will actually do that? Because it's trust there as well. Friendship.
Yeah, I know. I met Sarah on Friday and she's lovely, so yeah.
There we go. Now, I best show you inside, hadn't I? We've got 500 of these, or rather I should say we did. Now, it comes with a Velcro. The Velcro attachment, so it keeps everything nice and flat and secure. So open that out. You've got what we have, our JM branding bead tray. Now, what is the bead tray? It has all the different measurements. You've got all the different... got one for you, Laura. That's from Sarah.
You.
Sorted. Don't panic over. Panic over. Which is obviously secured by 2 bits of elastic here, so holds it great. You've got the measurements. You've got the little alcoves, I suppose, for all of your different gemstones and your findings as well. You can measure it out. You can see it to the eye. You've got 3 little lovely transportable tools. So you've got your cutters, your round nose, and also your half, is it half round? Is that what you call
Chain
them?
nose.
Chain nose pliers.
Chain nose pliers.
So you've got the smaller sizes, which I love that. They're so cute, aren't they?
They're amazing. I'm thinking I might give them to my daughter.
Yeah, so they're like
Little
mini tools, so great for transport reasons. And again, just at the bottom, you've also got a pocket here, which is elasticated, kind of like what the ones you have on the back of the seat in a car, for you to put even more of your findings, of your components, whatever it actually is that you need to be transporting. Even if you're not thinking about manoeuvring, that's no word, there's no such word, for moving around, these are great where you can personalise them. If you think about it, close it up like that. If you do commissions or individual pieces, you can just put a simple name tag on there, couldn't you? That's Mrs. Smith, that's Mrs. Thomas. Yeah. Mary, woohoo, I got mine. Well done, Mary. Don't you think this is so much more pretty than the plain black ones that we had before? I mean, don't get me wrong, they're nice and they had JM on them. They had the Jewellery Maker sticker, but it didn't have this lovely colour. Catherine in Cheshire is saying, I have this and I've taken it on holiday. It also fits the bead mat, which holds your work securely. Good idea. I can add to that and gives additional workspace. I wouldn't be without it. Can I borrow yours, Laura? This was the one that we had initially.
Yeah. I haven't got the bead tray in it, but yeah.
The bead tray's not in it. And
well,
we actually outsourced this, did we? Okay, so we actually outsourced this. I've just noticed.
Yeah.
We actually outsourced this from a different brand. See, it's still lovely and it's very professional, etc.
It had that one in.
And it had their bead tray in the centre. I'd rather the colourful one myself, wouldn't you?
Do you know what I love about
And it wipes clean. Now, we need to bring the price in because already loads of you there, £9.95.
Wow.
Wow. Would you be multi-buying on? Because I'm thinking straight away it'd be great to have a few of these.
Yeah, definitely, because the good thing about them is you won't lose them.
Yeah.
I know that sounds silly, but when you've got a black casing like you have on that one, it's so easy to put that down in your studio or something like that, and it's black so it doesn't jump out at you. Whereas that, you'll see it.
Yeah, straight away. Yeah. Exactly, it's going to have impact, isn't it? Yeah, without shadow of a doubt. And yeah, you can fit other things in within as well. Suzanne in Hertfordshire is saying, hi girls, this would be brilliant to hold a sketch pad and pencils. Yeah, absolutely. So even if you didn't want to use it for the tools and with the bead tray itself, yeah, take it out and you can add your sketch pad to it, and you've got room for your pencils and your erasers and things like that. Gosh, phone lines and web have gone absolutely frantic. There are over 50 in basket still. Please check out. We've got 500, but I'm still looking at absolutely rows upon rows upon rows upon rows upon rows of names. This is literally a handful. I can't even attempt to call everybody's names out. We had 500. It's a brand new relaunch. The first ones we had were in the plain black. Basically, we've taken it and developed it somewhat, so it's branded like us and perfect to keep clean too. Now, those of you that just tuned in, this would be fantastic if you get started with us today in jewellery making, because this is, it might not look like it, but really is an essential, because you don't realise how invaluable it is. Well, firstly, you need your tools, but to actually have this beading tray, when you actually come on our workshops here, for our introduction to jewellery making workshops, we give you one of these to work off, because you've got the dimensions and the measurements. Also, it comes with, if you're starting and you're making your first purchase today, our revisited Get Started DVD as well. What's that? Is that being launched today? Between 8 and 9 o'clock tonight. Okay, fantastic. So the Get Started hour is 8 and 9 o'clock tonight. Get this and then tune in again for this evening for that. So you get your Get Started DVD, you get your booklet. Obviously you can join us on Facebook along with 55,000 other Facebook friends. Do get involved, because we're a very interactive group and family. Susan in Lincolnshire says, "Hi all, I bought 2 of these last time for my granddaughters and they love the little tools, just the right size for their small hands." That's a really good point, actually, Susan. Shall I get some of them out, actually? Let's get these out, because they're adorable. They are adorable, and they're spring-loaded, so the same quality as our other tools, but these are just on a smaller size. Aren't they really cute? So great. I mean, I can use them absolutely fine.
Yeah, well, they're great for travel, like you say. I mean, sometimes I'll come up and stay in a hotel overnight, so I bring some work with me.
Yeah.
And that's why I have them. That's why I wanted them, because they travel really well.
Yeah.
You know, put them in the boot of the car, put something on them to make sure they don't slide around, but everything stays in place.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's ideal for work in progress and, you know, for on the move.
Absolutely. Mary in Kent is saying, yeah, thank you, great for holidays. When you've got to think about your weight of your luggage and everything like that, which I got caught out of it when I went to Rome. You know, they were measuring and weighing everything, and thankfully I didn't get charged, but you wouldn't want, you know, and the smaller size is obviously going to mean a lighter weight for you. Sarah in Suffolk, did you want another one?
No, I'll probably just stick to one for now, but thank you very much.
There we go. Very kind, Sarah, for Caleb, yeah. £9.95 only. Absolutely incredible. Still coming through. Still loads of you coming through. How are we doing on quantity there? Dion, we're all right? It's busy, she says. Very, very busy. Have we got any waits on the phone lines currently? About 45 seconds. Well, what's 45 seconds between friends, eh? It's free phone telephone number. So if you just stay with us, our contact centre will do their utmost to be with you as quickly as they possibly can. It's worth the time that you're investing, believe me. Web bidders, I can see loads still with it in your basket. We have 500. We can do 1,000 quantity like that, especially on products like this. Elaine in Aberdeenshire got mine. Yay! Just a thought. Could the next trays have a plastic cover? Loving your designs, Laura, and good luck to all the new babies. Lots of JM babies scurrying around the place. Yeah, love the idea. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe you actually commission it with the bead mat, maybe. That sticky mat would be a good idea. Is that Louis? In Warwickshire, small tools are also really handy for light work, like opening jump rings. Yeah, that's a good point, actually, because they are that bit smaller.
Yeah, so you can get the sort of the 2 hands and, yeah. Definitely, I can see that. They're just great, like you say. They don't, because I thought about in my other one, the one I had didn't have the tools in it because I think I got it from the shop. Yeah. At a reduced price. So it's, I thought about putting my tools in there, but they're that little bit too big and bulk it out a little bit. So they are ideal to be able to have it all in one parcel. Absolutely.
Angela's asking me if it fits the macrame board. It would be ideal for me. Does it fit? Let me have a look. Got a small... this is the one... It does make any difference. The bigger one is an A4 size, so the same size. But it's the dimension, the thickness, really, that matters. Hang on, let me just try it for you. Yes, it does. There we go. Good to go.
That would also lock in your your gemstones as well, because that sits on top of all the little pockets.
It does actually.
So it gives them that extra security.
Extra security, and yeah, easily fits the macrame board. I mean, it's a little bit fatter, obviously, but not a problem. You could even shimmy the tools down if you wanted to. Teresa in Devon, morning. Didn't think I'd need one of these, but got one. Suspect it will hold the large macrame board. There we go, yeah, absolutely. So could alternate depending on what you're doing. Yeah, well, the only reason I tried the smaller one is because it's the first one we came into. It's the same size as in dimensions as this, the large macrame board, and it's exactly the same thickness. So the most important things is that it would wrap around it, and yes, it does that. So no problem whatsoever, Deborah. Well done. Again, lots of you are choosing to multi-buy. We've so many people getting involved. Deborah in Hull is saying, just bought a couple of these have been asked to show the basics of jewellery making to a new group of people with mental illness. So thank you. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful, and I hope that goes well for you, my darling. Jennifer in Devon is saying, congratulations to your new MD, Colin Wagstaff. Met him in his previous post. He's a lovely, friendly person. Get him making stuff. Oh, we do. We intend to. He is lovely, he's wonderful, and he's really on our side as well, and hugely proud to be associated with JewelleryMaker as well. Shirley is saying, I've got one. For me and my granddaughter, we'll bring mine when I visit Laura.
Oh, yeah, make sure you do.
There we go. I think it's a great idea. Yeah, if you've got something to show off. I mean, again, if you're commissioning pieces for jewellery for brides or customers or whatever, and it's not something that's going to happen overnight, it's going to progress, you can show the stages, can't you? Stephanie in Devon, I think the travel set looks great for putting on my lap for work from. To work from, yeah, absolutely. Got mine too, thanks. No problem. Yeah, great idea. Laura used to travel on the train all the time, didn't you?
I mean, I wish I had one of these for my train travels, because it would have been ideal. A lot easier than trying to balance your stuff on a moving train.
And then, you know, a gemstone rolls over and rolls off into some next door neighbour's lap or something like that. Angela's saying, thank you, I have got it now. Will be great to take on my caravan holidays. Absolutely, I think that's an amazing idea. And loads of you still getting involved. We had 500, we've still got quantity, but again, I do think they'll probably sell out come the end of the show. If you're watching on the repeats, then obviously give it a try, because sometimes they don't get checked out of baskets. I'm still looking at 50 plus web bidders who still have it in their baskets. Not a problem, just stock permitting, obviously. £9.95 only. Now, coming up after the break, we still have got, for the first time ever, your AAA graded labradorite, which is absolutely incredible. So feast your eyes on all of this wonderful phenomena activity. It's coming up after this.
The JewelleryMaker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to JewelleryMaker, Ivy House, Henley Road, Outhill, Studley, B807DU. Get making and good luck.
We here at JewelleryMaker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you'll receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with JewelleryMaker FIFO reviews.
There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with JewelleryMaker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with JewelleryMaker.
Did you know that no matter how many times you purchase with JewelleryMaker in the same day, you'll only be charged one postage and packaging fee?
Join resident designer Sheila for our Bridal Headwear for Beginners DVD. Sheila will guide you through an array of beautiful bridal designs, including a pearl tiara, the star hair comb, a twisted spiral tiara, and much more. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Get interactive with JewelleryMaker by liking our Facebook page and join over 55,000 like-minded people. JewelleryMaker have an extensive range of DVDs for all abilities. Each of our mediums has an introductory DVD to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. We are always filming new DVDs with our specialist guest designers, so visit our website for more information.
Did you know that the JewelleryMaker phone number is free from a UK landline? Now you can spend those extra pennies on more shopping.
Now, for the first time ever, we're bringing you graded labradorite, and straight away I can hear sort of people saying, "You don't grade labradorite. I've never known it be graded before. What warrants this?" Pure and simply, it's because of the quality. Our head office over in Jaipur, which, just for those of you that wondered why Jaipur or why in India, firstly, it is very much a global hub for all coloured gemstones. Many gemstones will pass through Jaipur even if they haven't actually been unearthed there due to the trading and the quality of the cutting process. Now, so let's just say it's kind of in the blood over in Jaipur. It's without shadow of a doubt one of the most prominent and significant industries in that location. But our buying team and our wonderful team over in Jaipur, which, hello by the way if you're watching right now, are very, very talented in your coloured gemstones. And this is the first time in JM history in over 5 years that we've ever known them grade this gem. What's inclined them to do that is the sheer levels and grade of that phenomena effect. Now, we know that labradorite is a phenomena gemstone, meaning it brings you that visuality, it brings you that optical effect, which is formed by tiny micro-inclusions, which are layered almost. Kind of layered on top of one another, and it's those micro-inclusions that are holding on to the light internally in the gemstone which bring you this wonderful labradescence. The more labradescence rather, the more valuable it is. So yes, the AAA grading you'd normally associate alongside your tanzanite. However, we're not the first company to sort of associate that grading system with other gemstones. Our fire opal is actually graded as well in a very similar way. And if you flick through various different networks, various different retailers, some very high-end jewellery establishments have started to use it because basically it's an easy gauge, an easy guide for us as a consumer and gemstone lovers to assess the quality. But in all of JM history, I've never known us grade any gemstone, whether that be tanzanite or other. This is the first time ever that our buying team, our gemstone team over in Jaipur, have felt so strongly about the quality that they've said it is AAA graded. We spoke to Hannah Roxbury, our in-house gemologist here, just to sort of clarify the details of why this has occurred and is it the first occasion? And she's like, well, absolutely, you can without shadow of a doubt see that exception performance of light within. Straight away, we have got a substantial influx of collectors on the phone lines. Now, should we just guide our way across the strand, because I think we can really scrutinise every single one of these. Not that we wouldn't ordinarily, but you can really scrutinise that phenomena effect. Look how you've got the turquoise greens and blues in one, and then you've got that gorgeous, intense golden buttercup yellow in the one just next to it. And then cast your eyes to the third. If I just move my thumb along, look how this is more about the greens. Can you see that full spectrum of colour coming through? It's exceedingly rare to have the full spectrum. Labradite, yes, it's light that enters into a gemstone. Obviously, you have the white light, you have the object itself, and how that actually plays with that performance. To actually get the full spectrum of colours is even more rare than the sort of standard bluish tone that you get maybe within your moonstone, that adolescence that you see. Can you see that purple? See that purple coming through? An amazing blush of purple. This gemstone, if you see those colours, then it is the most valued and the rarest form. I can totally understand why our team in Jaipur have decided to grade this strand, because the quality, the sheer size of every single one of those solitaires, every single one is producing that wonderful phenomena effect. It is a gemstone which is hugely sought after and bang on trend. Monica Veneda is using it right now, along with numerous big high-end jewelers who, okay, I won't get into them, but a lot of them are choosing labradite just because of its performance colour. But this impact has never been seen here at JewelleryMaker under our watch, and we have never graded a gemstone before. You've heard me say that on air. I've said we don't grade our gemstones because of the obviously rising cost that might be occurred. We were so passionate about the quality that you've got here that we took the entire parcel, because this is a parcel, and checked every single strand, because obviously you need to have that consistency of quality, and we're more than happy, delighted to put that AAA grade. Veronica in Lancashire is saying, hi Elle and Laura, thanks JM, they look absolutely fabulous, bought mine on the web, great show girls. I love Veronica, thank you my darling, we're delighted to be part of this gorgeous journey for you. Jason, hello to you, got mine, never seen labradite like it, investment strand, great show guys. It really is. I'm not allowed to say that word. However, any gemstone, when it's of the highest quality, highest caliber like this, is without shadow of a doubt a sensible purchase. Look how it's glowing in the light. Donna in Bristol, got mine, had a labradite ring I made with one round. I had left after making bracelets for others, and I lost. Oh no, I lost it, was gutted. Now I can make another one. You know what? You're going to make another one with some of the most incredible colours within. Imagine this under photography. Imagine this under natural daylight, because if you think it looks amazing here in the studios right here, right now, when you take it outside, where you've got all of that influx of natural light, the labradescence is just going to be even more exceptional. You know, you see, have you ever noticed on our wall of fame or on our pictures that you send in to us of labradite, which never been graded previously before? Here at JewelleryMaker, we bring you amazing quality of this gemstone. It's probably one of your most recognised and your most sought after. So therefore, to imagine this under those pictures. Imagine this under photography. Imagine this on a summer's day. Imagine all of those blues and greens. It's just going to absolutely dazzle. Imagine this. We had a day at the races weekend, didn't we? Just imagine this in your fascinator jewellery, or sorry, hats and all of your decolletage pieces. I mean, Laura, have you ever seen? We've worked together on JewelleryMaker for now. Look at the reds there. Sorry to interrupt myself. Look, 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 look. Every colour every colour there in a labradorite, which is so rarely seen. 50% of the stock has already gone. Congratulations to every single one of you. We need to bring that quantity in on screen, and we'll do our very best to keep up with you on the phone lines. There's currently not a wait, not too bad anyway, and look what you're getting home. I tell you what, the time that you are investing is absolutely worth it. Free phone telephone number for the first time ever, graded labradorite of this quality. Look at the quantity absolutely plummet. Look at that red. I'm emphasizing on the red just because that is the most sought after and rare color. Hello Deborah, my lovely in Pennsylvania. Hi Eleanor. I'm not generally partial to labradorite. Wow, you're one of the fewest. I don't often hear that, Deborah, but I'm getting this one with the AAA grading. Can't wait to see the labradescence. I know that you're not going to be disappointed. When I first saw this, Deborah, and as you can imagine, I was exceedingly excited for the first time ever that I've known in my entire career of working in genuine gemstones, I've ever seen a gem actually labradorite graded. I took it straight to the natural daylight. Barbara in Cumbria, labradorite was the first gemstone I bought from JM. And morning, lovely ladies. Good morning to you. Congratulations to every single one of you. Let's bring that incredible deal for you because the quantity is really falling fast. $17.95. Laura, sorry, I interrupted you earlier because I'm so excited by this. And for everybody at home, I mean, we've worked together for how long now here at JewelleryMaker? A long time. I'd say we're part of the fittings, aren't we? The fixtures and fittings. 3 or 4 years, yeah, 3 or 4 years now. Have you ever seen anything quite like it?
No, certainly haven't. And for that price, when that said an investment strand, I was thinking it's going to be looking at the £49 mark because obviously, one, it's an investment, it's AAA graded, and you don't grade labradorite, do we? We don't officially grade it.
We don't grade any gemstone. This is the first time in 5 years that we've graded any gemstone, and the reason for that, it's not because it's not of that quality, quite the opposite in actual fact. You know, that's where I start sort of digging my heels in somewhat and getting really, really passionate. It's like, just because it's not graded doesn't mean on your screens, doesn't mean it isn't. Because if we were to do that on every single gemstone strand, then it would obviously incur costs for you. And I know that with your skill and with your knowledge of gemstones, which our JewelleryMaker family have, you can grade it yourself, can't you? We've got less than 10 of these available. On-screen sellout. Sally in Lincolnshire, excellent idea to grade labradorite. I've noticed how the quality has improved lately. Good work, team. I totally agree. And maybe I'll ask the question, folks, and hopefully update you on this. Maybe this is something that we're going to be doing in the future, but gosh, you can see that quality, can't you? I've never seen quite the full rainbow spectrum of colours, straight down to the last spur. Well done to every single one of you that was successful. We knew it was going to be an on-screen sellout, and please do get in touch with me after once this arrives on your doorstep. You think it's exciting now? Wait till you get home. It only gets better. It only gets better because I was literally right by the window, seeing all the light, and it comes to life. That's why this gemstone is so incredibly magnetic, I suppose. We're drawn to it, aren't we, because of its characteristics. I'm gonna say it again. It's the Heathcliff of gemstones to me. I think it's got a darkness, it's got a mystery, it's got a romance behind it as well. Wonderful. Well done, every single one of you. Now, whilst we catch our breaths, and literally we've got a couple of seconds to do that because it's not nearly done. We've got so much more to bring you. More from the lovely Laura, more inspiration, more incredible deals coming up after this, and the first showstopper. So super busy show this morning, and I'm not surprised. We've had loads of inspiration from wonderful Laura. We've had incredible launches, first time ever grading, as you've just seen there, on-screen sellouts time and time again. So there are a lot of eyes on JewelleryMaker right now, and which is fantastic, absolutely fantastic, exactly as we want it. So we know, and we do listen to you very, very intently. We pay attention to our social media, we pay attention to any sort of personal messages that we get as well, and our management team as well. we've had conversations with our management team about what is it that our jewellery makers are really aspiring to. And one of the most frequent demands or requests, I should say, is for your irregular shaped pearls. 2016, pearls have been around for centuries, haven't they? Then they've always been adored, and they're absolutely timeless and classic. They're ageless as well, because I think they suit any age or any gender as well. But 2016 is really all about your unique and your organic shapes. So we're really embracing your biwa pearls, your keshi pearls, your baroque pearls, because they are showing off that they are absolutely genuine. They're not synthetic or plastic, those ones that you can buy in any establishment on the high street that aren't rare, of course, or precious or anyway valuable. 2016 is about embracing the gemstone or the pearls, which really do show off that they are Mother Nature produced. Now, what I find fascinating about any pearl of any shape or any size, especially when they start coming your way in a double figure measurement, is the size of the mollusk. And this is what always gets my brain scratched. And I've been working in gemstones since I was 18 years old. That's a long time ago, a long time ago. But it always makes me sort of scratch my head and think, well, hang on a second. For a pearl to be cultivated, it needs to mature. It needs to mature for approximately a year. You can't just start the cultivating process from the very beginning. It has to be of a certain size, obviously. Then a tiny bead, usually mother of pearl bead now, rather than a big sizable bead which actually has a hole in the center. Tiny bead will be injected into the mollusk itself, and that nacre surface will progressively build and build and build and build. Now, it does depend on the temperature of the water, obviously. The warmer the water temperature, the faster the pearl generally will actually grow. But approximately 1 millimetre per year. 1 millimetre per year a pearl will progress. So on that basis, this is on average about 13 years old. Now obviously, the more stereotypical pearl will be round in its shape. As the lapping of the ocean progresses back and forth, we know that it doesn't come exactly in one direction all the time. That's how you get the more spherical shapes. Sometimes you have storms, you have choppy waters, etc., which then bring on beautiful, unique characteristics like this. So if you've seen a keshi or a biwa pearl, or a baroque pearl previously, it's those organic shapes, those crevices, those curves, those angles, which are really, really being favoured. Now, I was talking about the other day, I was talking about all the different celebrities that are choosing these as well, when they have got, yeah, let's say it, let's just put it out there, deep pockets. They could invest in whatever price tag they wanted to, in all honesty. Embracing the uniqueness of these gemstones, because look how they enhance. See how we enhance the pearlescence, that gorgeous iridescence across the surface of each of those gemstones. Look how each of them have got organic irregularities or characteristics, if you like, a little like you and I. They're what makes them the organic gemstone, and an obvious choice that they are totally and utterly genuine. I'm not one that will, especially working here at JewelleryMaker, I was saying only the other day, I've got so many different pearl strands. It's a gemstone I cannot resist buying, even though I haven't actually sort of started making jewellery with them. The quality that we are able to bring you here at JewelleryMaker is unprecedented. Now already loads of you on those phone lines, and again, Web is multi-buying. I'm wondering, do you know something that I don't as of yet? You know that there's incredible deals, and that's always going to be the case here at JewelleryMaker. However, the first price that we bring you on your screen, we're not even stopping there. Get ready. If you haven't already done so, punch those digits as fast as you possibly can. 0800 644 655. Press your option 1. Speak to our wonderful contact centre. These are 13 millimetre rounds, coins rather, 13 millimetres. So a pearl, each pearl has been formed within a mollusk and has had to mature for so many years to actually even start that cultivating process. Then obviously it's gone on for the 13-year approximately age of forming the gemstone itself. Don't you find that fascinating? fascinating. And I think we do underestimate it here at Jewellery Maker. Sometimes because we're privy and we're lucky enough to see the quality that we have, it's easy for us to get complacent.
Yeah.
And it's something about something I said the other day actually in a management meeting when I was with our management team, and I said we do have to remind ourselves not to get complacent. Martha, one of the sales managers, said exactly the same. I mean, it's $8.95 for genuine pearls of 13mm size just doesn't happen.
No, not of that size. And I mean, again, you can go down that they're ideal for rings.
Yeah.
Perfect ring size. And earrings as well.
Yeah.
I mean, one pair of earrings, one ring, and you've more than got your money back. You're going to charge more than that for one ring, aren't you? Even if you're using plated wire. Because
Yeah, 100%.
it's such a beautiful stone.
And the consumer, the public, and those of you that you're making jewellery for or selling jewellery for, maybe this is your actual business, we recognise pearls. You don't have to be vastly educated in gemstones to understand that these are rare and treasured and valuable. Invaluable at $8.95. So many of you getting involved. Again, I've got about 50 of you on the phone lines approximately, still with it in your baskets. Please do check out if you want to guarantee success. If you're on those phone lines, do stay where you are. Our contact centre are doing an amazing job getting to you as quickly as they possibly can. You look at the iridescence, and we were talking about the angles and the curves and the crevices. That's what I adore about unique pearls like this, the shapes, the angles, and how they capture and play with the light. If they were, you know, more perfect in their sort of, and perfect, I use that word, I think these are perfect. If they were a more spherical shape, you wouldn't see quite so much of an iridescence. We started with a substantial triple figure quantity. Look how quickly it is plummeting. I'm looking at pages on pages on pages of you on the phone lines on the web. Many of you, again, choosing to not just buy one of these, but to multi-buy as well. I mean, who in your family, with your loved ones wouldn't love? It's better for me to ask who wouldn't love it, because I think you'd be there all day if I was to say who'd love a pearl necklace or a pearl earring or pair of earrings, ring rather.
Ring, bracelet, anything. And again,
everybody loves them.
Yeah, exactly. And you can make matching jewellery as well, because it's still substantial enough that you only need to use one, you know, make two matching pendants or two matching rings. That means something to you and a friend or a family member, and you know, it's
absolutely. June's birthstone as well. So if any of you know any June babies, they've got one of the most elegant of gemstones as well. I mean, it is very much like your sort of, you know, your Audrey Hepburns, your Rita Hayworths, your Grace Kellys. It's got a real elegance and sophistication behind it. Angie in Cambridge is saying, please could you put the 13mm next to the 15mm for comparison? No problem, my lovely. Put them. We'll also put the 15mm at the bottom of the screen. For those of you that have just tuned in, I brought this strand earlier on. To my recollection, this is some of the biggest. Well, in fact, both of these are actually some of the biggest pearls that we've ever brought you here at Jewellery Maker. 15mm diameter. That's these ones here. I think I could probably count on one hand the amount of times that you've actually seen. Look at them next to each other as well. I adore the fact they've got that variation.
You could do a graduated type piece then as well, couldn't you? So you could have the larger ones in the centre as a focal and then just graduate with the slightly smaller ones.
These are totally natural as well. They've not been bleached or dyed in any way, shape or form. All of that lovely iridescence and pearlescence is all Mother Nature's incredible doing. I've still got over 20 in baskets and still got people on the phone lines right now. So we could potentially be an on-screen sellout, just like the labradorite that you've just seen. I think more than likely that it's an assumption, and a fair assumption, that that's going to be the case as well. Very, very busy. I love pearls with spinel. I think it's a very classic, very vintage look, very classy.
Yeah, monochrome, isn't it? It's very monochromatic, so there's that pop of colour and contrast, but because of the iridescence, it tones it down and makes it not so sort of impact, gives it that sort of softer look.
Absolutely. It's just stunning. I've never seen colours quite like it across a white pearl, which is so natural. I mean, it is a really crisp white, and I know you can see that there on the screen, but again, when you get it home and you've got it in your own two hands, you'll fall in love all over again. Angela in East Sussex, hi Elle, love pearls. Had a count up the other day of my pearl stash, and it came out at 20 strands, and now you've just added these. And you know what? Yeah, you and me both. I'm exactly the same. I've got countless strands of pearls because I'm still, because of the quality, and I'll tell you why I haven't done anything with all of them as of yet. It's because of the quality that we produce and offer you here at JewelleryMaker, which is obviously no reflection of the true value or worth. I want to master my pearl knotting techniques before I can actually, that's the thing, I'm waiting to go on one of Fleur's courses and workshops. If you want to do the same, you absolutely can. Have a little look on the website or speak to our contact centre. We have got pearl knotting workshops as well. Oh dear, thanks, now I've bought both. I just couldn't resist. I would be doing exactly the same, and you normally hear me say that, don't you? But I'm not going to even entertain the idea, because again, it's that assumption, and it's a fairly solid assumption that this is going to be an on-screen sellout as well. We started with a massive triple-figure quantity. The reality is we've still got people on the phone lines, we've still got people with it in their baskets, so that quantity could disappear within a matter of seconds. Incredible saving at £8.95, but you do need to have a little bit of urgency right now and be making those confirmations if you want to guarantee success. I don't know when or if, you know, nothing's ever for certain with genuine gemstones, when I'm going to be able to bring you this size again. It is a rare opportunity, and I'm frequently spoilt here at JewelleryMaker in sort of bringing you wonderful opportunities like this. That's one to relish. Well done. Hold those phone lines. Don't abandon those calls. As you can see, there's still a quantity. We're just going to allow our contact centre and all the numbers to be added up. Well done. Absolutely incredible, isn't it? Incredible. We've still got people talking. We've still got messages coming through as well in the studio. I tell you, I love the interaction as well this morning. Lots of inspiration. Imagine this with that little photo frame.
Oh, that would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Oh.
So you can do anything you want with that, can't you? You could have them sort of coming out the side, and it's just limitless, isn't it?
Limitless. And again, imagine that is in the photo stand, then just on your mantelpiece or something like that, where you get a little bit of sunlight. Get a little bit of sunlight on it as well. Let's continue the deals, shall we? Continue the deals. I tell you what, very Italian chic. I've just come back from Rome, where I don't want to stereotype, but I am going to stereotype. But I am going to stereotype. We think about the Italians as very stylish, don't we? And they are very stylish. I don't know how they can take a pair of jeans and just a shirt and look absolutely amazing. If I was to put the same thing on, I'd look, well, it's just a pair of jeans and a pair of shirt, but they just look effortless and so chic. And I was literally looking at all the different jewellery establishments around there, and I think we found the equivalent of Bond Street in Rome. Anyway, and the types of jewellery that I was looking at were very similar to this. Now, I'm not saying this is obviously a direct comparison, but they're big into, with Italian jewellery, they're big into their textures and actually working with the precious metal themselves. Now, obviously, if it were gold, you're going to be looking at 4 figures and then some. This is our aluminium matte chain, and I've got another length here. This is 1 metre in total. It is already saw cut, so really precision cut, which you can actually open, and I've actually seen these individual links used as bezels embracing a gemstone, which looks just incredible. The texture is amazing. You can patina into these, you can use your polymer clay into these, you can alcohol into these as well. They're big statement, substantial chains, but you're not just getting the one, you've also got a slightly more delicate, I say that, it's still substantial, chain here in your curb, in that gorgeous antique bronze. 1 metre of each, so it's going to go a long way. Now, I know, Laura, you're really big into your chunky jewellery like me, your statement jewellery. This is perfect for that, isn't it?
Yeah, and you say about going down the Italian road, you know, you just need to put some ribbon through it, and you'd get a really lovely sort of, you know, like you say, there's those bold colours as well, isn't it, in Italy and Venice and all of that kind of place. Just thread ribbon through it.
Ribbon through them, yeah.
And
Looks
you get
amazing,
a really
doesn't
statement look, but it's so lightweight and comfortable as well. And layer it up, but you can put it on your clothes. So you could put some little tags onto a vest top and just layer chains onto it that you can make removable. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, they're both very wearable and very Italian chic. It's that colour. It was us that was talking about it the other day, wasn't it, Laura?
I think so, yeah.
That we were talking about there's a difference between, if you love your Italian, if you love your Indian gold, which is a lot purer, it tends to be 24 carat, so it's a lot more buttery, then obviously you can get your 9 carat, your 14 carat, your 18 carat, etc. Which means it's mixed with different metals, basically. That's what gives you the different tones. This is almost like a I want to say 14 carat colour.
Yeah, it's very soft and warming, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like it's, you know, it's going to go with any outfit. You can imagine that with a lovely sort of a rich blue colour, or you know, like the Lapis lazuli, something like that. That's going to really pop against it as well, and you still get that, like you say, that impact. You can take them off, I think, because I can see that they've got joints on them.
Yeah, they have. They've got those. That's what. There it is.
So then you can use them as individual links.
Yeah.
So you can put a couple for earrings.
Yeah.
So just have 3 attached to a shepherd hook, and you've got some lovely earrings. But you can also chainmail with them. So once you've taken them off and opened them, you can sort of redo them as a chainmail design.
Yeah.
So you can do whatever you want with it.
It's so beautiful, and again, add colour to them as well.
Yeah.
The large link chain, by the way, on its own is $6.95. The entire bundle. It's not even buy one get one free, is it? Buy one and we'll minus 95p as well. It just doesn't make sense, does it? What other is? We'll give you a free chain and take 95p off. What other establishment do you know that does this?
It's just, like you say, the thing is, it's just crazy, the deals that you can get. It's worth buying a couple just to be able to do those multi-layered pieces. And you could put the smaller one inside the bigger one, actually.
You probably could feed it through as well.
Through, you know, over and under, and then you'd get a really cool two-tone look, wouldn't you?
How lovely would this be on handbags? Have you got one of those like sort of clutch handbags which drives you nuts, and you always end up carrying it and tucking it under your arm, and you were always, I'm always wanting to have the chain.
Someone made a bag, I don't know whether it was Deb or...
Oh, hang on, I know, I was there.
No, there's the chain bag. Deb made a bag out of that chain, which was amazing, but someone made a bag out of leather.
No, yeah, I was there.
Was
I
you
can't
there?
think who it was.
No, I was there.
I can't think who
Was
it is now.
Was it Alison? No, was it Gemma?
I can't remember.
Well, anyway,
But yeah,
a
it
guest
needed
designer
this, didn't
made
it?
a bag out of the leather, and you just attach that, and you've got a completely contemporary piece, haven't you?
Yeah, love it. Well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines again. We have got opportunities there, but very, very busy morning with us here. Now it's time for your incredible creations, so don't hang up those calls. Speak to our contact centre and check out as soon as you possibly can. But fingers crossed for a win. In fact, what day is it?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Tomorrow. Tomorrow, the guys are laughing. Honestly, I haven't got a clue what day of the week it is half the time. It is time for your wonderful creations in the Wall of Fame. Honestly, it's so funny. The girls are saying to me, like this, oh, it's freezing.
It is.
Put the heat up then.
No, it's fine, because you've got hormones and stuff. We don't want to upset you. We don't want to upset the pregnant lady.
No, don't be silly, I'm
Just
fine.
us two in the room with you. It's not going to happen.
Honestly. What are they like? They're so sweet, but I'll be fine, honestly. Just put the heat up. Anyway, gosh, someone's been very busy.
Yes.
Look at all of these wonderful creations that you've been sending in. I genuinely, we love this part of the show, don't we?
Yeah.
This is where you inspire us, of course, and we get to read out your lovely messages, and of course, fingers crossed for a win or a runner-up in tomorrow's draw. Well, numerical order. Shall I start?
You go for it.
I think I should. Number 312. Someone's been busy chain mailing here. Coming from Rose Bilton and Aidan Bilton. Wonderful. I've got a team there. Hi all at JM. Hope you're well. This is an entry for this week. It's made with jump rings. I made with wire from JewelleryMaker. The bracelets were made by my 7-year-old grandson, Aidan. Wow. And I made the clasp. He is using all my wire, but it keeps him busy at the weekend. Please, can we have some more wire in the 1 mil in more colours, as he has gone mad with my stock. Good luck to all in this. Rose and wonderful Aidan, which is fantastic that we have got.
That's amazing.
You've sent it 7 years old.
I'm going to get Kayla on it now.
Yeah.
Now, set the bar.
You set the bar high,
Yeah.
exceedingly high there, Aidan. Well done, and good luck to you both. And I'll certainly look into the coloured wire situation for you as well, Rose. Wonderful. Number 312.
Okay, so we've got number 317, and it says, hi all at JM. This is my entry this week. It's a picture of all the lovely pieces I made at the Macrame and More experience with a lovely mark on Wednesday and Thursday last week. It was a really lovely 2 days, and I'm so Grateful to Mark for helping me to get back my enthusiasm. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's from Lynn in a very sunny Newport.
In Newport, know it very well.
Yeah,
grew
that's
up just up the road, Lynn.
Look
Stunning, and you've been busy, busy, busy. I've got number 313 here. Coming from Mary Ralph in Ramsgate. Hello to you, Mary. And she says, this is my entry for this week's Wall of Fame. It's a fire opal and gold-plated sterling silver findings with spaces, all products from JewelleryMaker, of course. Good luck to everyone who has entered. And that's Mary Ralph in Ramsgate. Stunning and a good choice of gemstones and your precious metal there. Very high-end piece. Beautiful.
Okay, got number 318.
Wow.
Says, hi, Gem. Here is my scary face I made for Halloween.
I don't know. I think she's beautiful.
JM Polymer Clay, of course. Loving all the new products, but I can't keep up. Need them all. Good luck to everyone and love to all at JM. And that's from Gloria from Coventry. I think that's brilliant.
I think she looks
great.
like, you know the, was it Scottish Widow advert where she had the... She had the
I just love how it opens up with this my scary face.
I love it. I think she's quite pretty.
It's great.
Wow. This is
beautiful.
real elegance. Number 314 coming from Donna in Broxburn near Edinburgh. And she says, hi all at JM. Here's this week's entry using a shell pearl cabochon you recently had on sale. It's beautiful and elegant. My words exactly. The picture doesn't really do it justice. Thanks again for all the hard work and the dedication. And that's Donna up near Edinburgh. Stunning piece and wonderful wire work that you've done there. Look how
yeah, really
precise.
delicate.
That is 314.
Okay, got number 319 and says, hi guys, here are a pair of macrame footless sandals with lavender and purple amethyst and rose quartz, mostly made from components from JM except for a couple of the ankle charms from my stash, which have now gone to the new owner. Good luck to all. And that is from Tony. Tony? Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Gorgeous,
that's
Tony.
really cool, and that's what we've been saying about with the chain and everything.
Yeah,
you know, it's very popular.
Yeah, so instead of the finger to hand, that's
Yeah,
the toe,
it's like
to,
a toe
foot.
to foot,
You'd
yeah.
have to make one quite big for me there, Tony. Going back to what I was.
Yeah.
315. This is wonderful.
Oh, I love that.
It's like looking at our beautiful planet, and then with obviously a lovely tree on the front of it. Incredible. Coming from Vashti, I hope I've said that right. Vashti Gladding in Grimsey. This week's Wall of Fame entry is a tree pendant necklace using peridot and agate slice with an antique bronze wire. Absolutely beautiful. I love the choice of colours.
It really pops, doesn't it? It really stands out.
Really does. You're number 315.
Okay, this is lovely. This is number 320. It says, please see my latest Wall of Fame entry attached. Lovely ruby zoisite cabochon wrapped in twisted copper wire, accented with additional mystic coated spinel. Everything from JM. Good luck to all the entrants and keep up. It's probably meant to say the good work.
Yeah.
And that's from Jackie. And yeah, no, that's absolutely stunning. Beautiful.
Gorgeous gemstone as well.
Yeah.
Very exciting colours going on in there. My last one, but by no means least, I love this. It's perfect. I just think of summer straight away. 316 comes from Carol Lucy. Hello to you, Carol. Hi to everyone at JewelleryMaker, and a special welcome back to for namesake Carol. I've been rummaging around in my stash and found these lovely striped shell beads, which I bought from JewelleryMaker at least 2 years ago. I can't think why I left them so long to use. I have added some lovely faceted quartz beads and a black and silver spaces, all from JewelleryMaker, and I'm pleased with the result. Hoping for a win, and that's from Carol Lucy. Absolutely beautiful. I love that animal print. And it's
I remember them. I do remember them.
Yeah, do you know, we haven't seen them for a while, have we? Like those sort of animal print gemstones.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something for this in the spring and summer collection.
Okay, and this is a beautiful labradorite cabochon. So it's number 321. It says, good morning all at JM. My entry for this week's Wall of Fame. It's a labradorite pendant with wire and chain, also from JM. I would love to win, but I'm wishing everyone good luck in the draw. And that's from Francis from Scotland. I think that's beautiful.
Amazing.
You can see that shiller on that stone is beautiful.
Yeah, incredible. And all of your work just continues to inspire us as well. So do keep those entries coming in. It's really easy. Send an email to us and give us a little message as well, and we'll enter you into the draw, which is happening every Wednesday. So tomorrow. Now, it's another star pie. So, funny, we just actually had our managing director, Collins, in the gallery. I did sort of see him, and he's a big advocate of our carved gemstones. And he was speaking to Phil, one of our producers, and it was a show that I was working with Phil alongside, and it was talking about how amazing the quality of our carving is, basically, whether it be your jasper, whether it be your carnelian or your agates or your shells, either or. Now, the reason for that is because we source our gemstones for all around the world, and we have got gem buyers that travel the world. I know that we've got associates actually in Hong Kong currently. We've got associates that have just been to the Arizona Fair. I know Paula Bennett has just come back from India herself, so we're constantly here, there and everywhere. Anyway, the reason why we do that is because obviously we want to be at the forefront so that we can make such purchases for you. You know what the best quality is, and you expect that level and that grade of skill. Now, when it comes to carving a gemstone, it is literally like a work of art. Consider it. We're holding a rough gem, and then we've got to know how to manipulate it, what angles, what curves, what angles to influence into the gemstone to maximize on the gem's beauty. Obviously, you want to take out any internal inclusions if that's applicable to that one gemstone, and encourage the beauty of the natural color. Now, different gems, obviously, different hardnesses, different refractive indexes, but carnelian it's a durable and a substantial gemstone, works amazing with carving like this. Now, they are the individual leaves, and we've gone to the trouble, or rather the Lapis has gone to the, oh, they're amazing, aren't they? Gone to the trouble of actually faceting on both sides, so not just the front, but also the back as well. With carnelian, as a member of it's a type of agate, basically. You can get gorgeous warm colours, from your oranges to your creamy milky whites to peachy tones and flame hot reds. Look how and they do fuse. They're almost bicolour gemstones, aren't they? Fuse in amongst one another. When you then start adding curves, the migration of those tones just works amazingly. This is the strand that you are getting, 110 carats of amazing carving, and you can see why. And like I say, Colin's been with us for a few weeks now, and he's zoned in straight away on the carving of the gemstones, and it's the only time in particular where Phil, my producer at the time, was saying, Eleanor, Colin's really excited about the carving of the gemstones, and I concur. I totally and utterly concur. It's always one of your favourites because you can use these for so much. You can use these for flowers. You can use them for your tree of life designs that we've just seen. Maybe you wanted to do those picture frames like Laura Hatchley had earlier on. We need to bring your star buy price in, $5.95. Now I'm going to count all of these because we've made two pieces of jewellery, or rather, who has? The lovely Fiona Jones. So a stunning piece, Fiona. Thank you so much. It's like a gorgeous vine which is wrapping itself away all the way around, but just one taken simply and just put in a pair of earrings like this. Tons of you on the phone lines. I'll quickly count them for you as well whilst you're dialing through. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. That's 15 pairs of earrings for $5.95.
That's an amazing price. It's an amazing gemstone. You know I love anything like that. That's quirky. That's a
I
little bit
adore
different.
carnelian.
I love carnelian. It's a really beautiful, it's a really rusty kind of orange. It's not a bright in your face orange. It's a really lovely toned.
You know, we talk about how Paparazza's sapphire is one of the rarest colours in gemstones, therefore that's why it commands some of the highest price point, because it is like that Sri Lankan sunset orange. You get that within carnelian, obviously at a much more affordable price tag. 50% of the stock gone within seconds. Lots of you choosing to multi-buy, so please do check out. We've had sell out throughout the course of the morning, and I want to try and squeeze in one more opportunity before we actually sort of go to a short break. Moving on to... Oh! No, wait. Earlier on today, we had bicones for the first time in weeks. Now, okay, we've got a 200 quantity here, but these aren't just bicones. And these aren't just multicoloured. This is one of the classiest, most sophisticated strands I've ever seen. Genuinely, you will agree with me. If you love your Zarites or your champagne diamonds or your cognac diamonds, look at the colours that you're actually getting within this Quartz strand. Love it. So classy, so elegant. Yeah, it's not really multicoloured, is it? You've actually got, do you see what I mean? Like a Zarite colour there. Or a champagne diamond. I bought myself just before, I think it was about July, August time. I bought myself a diamond, a diamond solitaire from what was our sister channels. Because I thought, right, deal, amazing deal, can't afford to miss out on it. It was nowhere near the size of one of these individual gemstones. I don't mind telling you, it was about, I think, half a carat, and it cost me £250, obviously, with the staff cost. It looks almost identical to these bicones here. Obviously, it's set into gold. Tons of you with us on the phone lines. Do you agree? What a sophisticated and classy strand.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Is it smoky quartz then?
Well, I'd say so, because it's kind of got that smoky-ass colour.
Quartz, isn't it? So I would say it's smoky quartz. So you're getting a little taster, aren't you, there?
Well, you've got, if we work our way through, you've got clear quartz here, then you've got crackled quartz, then you've got smoky quartz. Clear quartz, crackle quartz, smoky quartz. Do you see that? Cool. So beautiful.
Do you remember that bracelet that I made in the first kit and the ring?
Yeah.
That ring took 3 stones.
Oh gosh, can you imagine now? Oh yes.
So 3 of them.
Emulating that ring that you did.
Yeah.
With these, I mean, how diamond-like could they be?
Exactly.
And you've got one of the most romantic trilogy designs, of course. I love you more today than I did yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. I've got a message, but I can't quite see it. What's the strand length? Let me measure it for you. Let's have a little look. 38 centimetres. Donna in Bristol, these are beautiful. Would look amazing in tiaras, hair combs and wedding and hair accessories. Totally agree. They'll really capture and play with the light. Very vintage-like as well, aren't they?
Also look lovely in the Tree of Life designs.
Yeah.
They'd go, again, because of the colourway of them, because of that palette, being clear and the quartz, the smoky colour, it does just go with everything.
Absolutely.
So it's going to go with both those kits, isn't it?
Do you know sometimes when you actually look at the graphics and you think that's doing the strand no justice whatsoever? It's not describing the beauty of this strand at all. This is one of those examples. You know, this is like diamond-like fire, brilliance, clarity, luster, sparkle, paparazzi flash. The graphics themselves, or our description, if you were to read that, it's fairly uninspiring, isn't it? Whereas you look at the actual strand itself, then they were totally inspired. Tons of you still there. Lots of you choosing to get 4s and 3s and 2s of these. I would be doing exactly the same. Please do check out. We had 200 of them, so don't go anywhere. Stay on those phone lines. Now, our lovely Laura, you're staying with me for another hour, aren't you, my darling? Thank you to all of our wonderful Freeview viewers. Tune in with us on the web, all the W's at JewelleryMaker.com, because we've got more to come after this.
Gemma Crow brings you into the world